We are live. The Anti-Hero broadcast is here. Got a hell of a show for you today. We got Franco Santana in the house, dog trainer, cop, retired military, business owner. Is the most exciting part. So stick around. It's going to be a good show.
I'm here. I'm back. I didn't get broke. There I am. I didn't get broke this weekend. I had a good time, good break, and time to get back to business.
The Anti-Hero broadcast will say what you can.
The information provided by the speakers and presenters on the Anti-Hero broadcast platform is for general informational and entertainment purposes only. Information does not represent the broadcast network and all entities involved. All information is provided in good faith. However, we make no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information. Hurt feelings is not defamation.
Team for life.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Monday, June 22nd, 2026. The Anti-Hero broadcast is a news entertainment broadcast for veterans, first responders, and all blue-collar Americans. We go live Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and X. So if you're a fan of the show, please subscribe and like. The show is brought to you by GhostBed. Go to ghostbed.com/antihero. Save 10% on their already ridiculously low prices, pillowcases, mattress hoppers, cooling, patented technology sheets, the award-winning mattresses, 60,000 plus 5-star rating and reviews, in-house customer service, and free shipping on those mattresses. So if you got to replace something in the bedroom, go to ghostbed.com/antihero. Save 10%. It'll tell them that we sent you an Elevated Silence. Go to elevatedsilence.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO15. Save 15% on your suppressor. They have cans from everything from 22s to 50 cal. So exercise your Second Amendment right. Get yourself a suppressor. The process is not that hard, and Jim will walk you through it. elevatedsilence.com. Promo code ANTIHERO15. Save 15%. And guys, if you haven't joined the Discord, now's the time. I put it off. I didn't want to join any more apps. I was like, oh, this is going to be too hard. The boys finally talked me into it. It is a good time. There's always a room full of people fucking off and joking around and talking. So if you want to get to know us, get to know everybody else in the 99%, the Discord's where to do it. It is free, super easy to download, and actually super easy to use, which I thought was going to be different.
No, it's pretty good. And if you want to support the boys, check out our Patreon. That's where we do our two-tier levels of Patreon, giveaways, interaction, post videos, talk some smack, and interact with the DM. So please join our Patreon. We do exclusive live on Patreon as well that are the OG chats. And if you want to be one of the OGs of the 99%, you join the 99% app, which is the antiheroapp.com. That is our own social media network built by our boys, where we do DMs, we do the OG council chat, all the show, everything's broadcasted in there, our upcoming events. That's the spot. And then you use the Discord in conjunction with those two, and you pretty much live with us if you want to.
All day, every day.
All day, every day.
I went to for Heather's birthday and Father's Day, we went to the Kobe Steakhouse. I posted a video on Patreon, and I texted a picture of my giant pallet of rice to Mike.
Yes.
And I said I couldn't do it, dude. I could not do carnivore because I cannot wait to eat this whole brick of rice.
I survived the weekend. I went to Hard Rock this weekend, and
did you come out on top?
No. I did good. I did okay. Let's put it that way. It was a roller coaster, and I never play slots. So I cashed in. I hit a full house on my last hand. We're getting ready to leave. I was like, well, I had like $1,000. I said, let me take this extra 20. I put it in one of those Wheel of Fortune machines. Won another $400 on like the second spin. So I was like, okay. Had fun. Didn't overspend.
Had fun.
Didn't overspend, but I did maintain the diet the whole time there. It wasn't very difficult. Chicken wings.
You can get rid of the app.
Ranch. Put me on too. There you go. Chicken wings, ranch, prime rib. I stayed away from the carbs, man. I did okay. It's not terrible once you're in. No more Boston.
Yeah, okay.
8-foot cheesesteaks.
It's the only thing they had.
That's all they had on the menu, man. It's Boston.
Yeah. So I mean, we not a lot going on. Did you just turn the TV off, Eli? Not a lot going on. You're probably the worst producer we've had so far.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I know you didn't touch it. So what was I saying?
You're saying something about Lewis coming back and at the end of the summer.
No,
Nothing, slow work. It was slow weekend.
Oh, dude,
slow weekend.
Usually on Mondays, man, it's there's so much news from over the weekend. We have to pick and choose what we're going to cover. And I've never woken up. Eli, I'll go over there and handle it once Mike takes over. I've never once had a Monday where there was just no news.
Yeah, it was very, very nothing really happened.
I mean, of course, there's stories that pop up here, but international, national news, nothing.
We're battling the GOAT right now. Messi's playing. Argentina's playing soccer right now.
Oh man!
So we're like fighting the number one dude in the world. Yeah, for our airtime.
Hit up one of your stories. I'm gonna go fix this TV issue.
We talk about let me see here. You know, cops, this, that, and the other, cops getting sued, cops doing dumb things. So I found this to be an interesting story and something that maybe we'll see happening in the future. So just like everybody else, you're on duty, you're a cop, you still have some rights, you still are a human being. You're not completely owned by the government, although they try to tell you that. I don't believe so. So I found this story out of, I believe it's Knox. Hold on one second. Knox County. And they were on Knox County, Tennessee, and they were on Patrol Live. And during one of the filmings of On Patrol Live, a deputy was assaulted and received some injuries. He has now filed a $2.5 million lawsuit against the dude who assaulted him. So the Knox County Sheriff's Office deputy is seeking $2 million in damages from the foul man charged with trying to kill him with a rock. The complaint filed this week in Knox County Circuit Court alleges Dalton Swanger suffered serious debilitating head injuries after Christopher Hensley hit him in the head with a rock. The incident occurred on the night of June 21st, 2025. Swinger and others responded to reports of gunfire at Hazley's house, and the crew of On Patrol Live joined officers that night and recorded what happened. So long story short, I'm not going to read because I'm not the greatest reader, but
I was going to say, people make fun of me for reading.
Yeah.
You're awful.
There's a lot going on in the background. I was trying to focus. So I think this is good. I think this is something that
yeah, cops are going to start suing everybody.
I think they should. I mean, you're under the gun, you're a professional, you're doing this job, and as we're seeing, I'm going to cover it Wednesday on my Cobville episode, but as we're seeing that, you know, these agencies believe they control your lives, right? They control everything about you. You're a cop 24 hours a day until they don't want you to be. If you do something off duty they don't like, you're a cop. If you get in a T-bone car accident and break both your legs off duty, you're not a cop. You're just another one of the community. So in this case, you're doing your job like everybody else does a job, and somebody tries to kill you.
Well, at what point though is it the expectation of the job that it would affect a lawsuit?
I mean, that's
do you sign paperwork when you become a cop stating that you can't sue somebody?
No, because they wouldn't even let it in.
This is a game changer.
This is.
That guy's gonna have trouble in his lawsuit only because they know the floodgates will be opened if he wins. And so
Tennessee's a good place for that to happen. Tennessee still supports people. They're very constitutional friendly state. They support their police. So I think it's better than being like New York, California. Florida would be a good place to try it. But yes, there's going to be a lot of attention being paid to it. But just like any other dangerous job, you have like linemen on, FPL or linemen in fucking guys that put electric wires up. All those jobs have.
They sue?
I'm pretty sure you can sue, dude. I mean, if
like
somebody, if a car runs, let's say you're in a bucket truck and you're doing your work and a fucking car runs through you, knocks your fucking bucket truck over, and
I got one for you.
Go ahead.
My buddy was driving his marked up F-150 down the interstate, right? It's a 2024, 2025, right? Completely ran. It's all, it's not an electric truck, but now cars are pretty much ran electrically, and his entire truck shut down. Everything. He did a 180. I think if I remember correctly, he did a 180. Car slammed in the front of him. I think he fucked his sternum up from the seatbelt. Dude died that hit him. I remember he came back to her. He had I believe, I'm not going to say it for him. I believe he had severe PTSD from that. and dude, it was like lawsuit century. And of course, the agency and the county are trying to, like, workers' comp was fucking him, telling he needed to go back to work. And I'm sitting there at breakfast with him. He finally came. I'm like, dude, you can't, like, oh no, it was before he came back. I'm like, the second you come back to work, your argument of being hurt is gone. Like, they're trying to get you back into work because they know that an idiot wouldn't sue. He had the opportunity to sue Whalen, the company.
Mhm.
He had the opportunity to sue the county. He had the opportunity to sue the law. Like, I'm like, dude, and I remember he's a good cop. He just wants to be a cop. He's like, dude, I don't want to do all that. And I was like, well, I think you could still sue the county and Wayland. I think if you left maybe the sheriff's office out of the lawsuit, there wouldn't be so much bad blood that where they could keep you. But I don't know. I never asked him what happened about that. But yeah,
It's interesting subject though, right? Because
your car
still,
shuts down.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. Somebody fucked that up.
Yeah,
and it causes a problem. And that, it kind of goes along with this one, is just because your job entails high risk. So that would be like sign up going, okay, people are allowed to kill me. It's almost what you would say if this guy can't sue. So people are allowed to kill you, because that's not, law enforcement isn't out there to get killed. Law enforcement is supposed to maintain peace, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the cool things you answer at the table to help people. So if somebody tries to kill you in any line of work, you would think, you're a restaurant manager at Applebee's and some dude walks in and smashes you in the skull with a rock and causes you to lose your career. You would think you could sue that person. I don't know where the money's going to come from because the dude's still in jail for attempted murder, but
yeah,
it makes it an interesting.
Because then you're looking at suing one person, right? But then who's to say, well, if I can also go after the entities involved for allowing this to happen to me, like fail safes and what I mean.
Well,
dude, lawsuits are crazy. I'm telling you right now, it's 2026. You can literally sue anybody you want.
Matter of fact, I heard about that all weekend.
Did you?
After my rant Friday and everything we talked about Friday, yeah, I did get some messages about suing, but because that was a topic. But we have guys like Dominic. He tends to support, I wouldn't say criminal. He tends to support the other than law enforcement. When I say that, he supports cops, but he tends to push for so much professionalism out of law enforcement. It would sound like he supports people going after law enforcement, right? So here, let me go to the other side of this. Let's do that. Let's get a whole group of attorneys together and go, oh, you didn't, the agency failed to do annual training 3 years in a row on this topic. Dude gets fucking murked in a car accident and goes, well, I haven't done driver's training at this agency in 7 years. And even though per all this other shit is supposed to happen every 2 years, we haven't done it. I get in a car crash. Can I sue the agency? Or let's say an agency like in New York County Sheriff's Office gets rid of jiu-jitsu, and you lose an opportunity to go to some nice program that helps you in your job of taking people into custody. Can you go, well, you guys offered this program, I was using it, you took it away from me, and now, I think it opens a door for, like you said, for a lot of agencies to get sued as well, because you could sue the person that tried to kill you, or if the agency fails to provide the services or the training to you, why wouldn't they be responsible? And nobody ever holds them accountable.
No, because we do as we're told as good government.
That's where we have to do. Listen, clip that. Start suing the agencies. Like, if your agency is so bad,
you won't work there very long, but
no, you don't. But listen, it's all coming in my head right now. Think about this. We are told that we are professionals. We have to uphold the highest level of professionalism. Yet, what do we see? Complete admin staffs completely look like crap. They've given up on life. They've given up on fitness. They're not providing the proper training, but it's their lottery. They're just going every day. And numbers are, cops are not going to get hurt, right? But might get here or there, but overall, it's just like winning the lottery. Unfortunately, we lose, about 100 and change cops a year to multiple reasons, right? That's a low number for the amount of cops there actually are. But there's massive amounts of failures in training and providing training to officers throughout the nation by their agencies.
Well,
so
look at the
why wouldn't they be? Yeah.
If I get hurt and I can articulate
great example
that a zone wasn't being covered and maybe somebody had gotten to me quicker, that's because any lawyer will tell you, yes, you can sue it. Whether or not it's a strong case is a lawyer supposed to articulate that back to you. Like, it's just a strong case. This is a very strong case. This is not a strong case, but we can still sue. I can sue you right now for the way you looked at me. If I like, you're allowed to.
Yes.
It's a, but the floodgates will be open, and I'm happy for law enforcement because everybody else is suing the shit out of everybody else, and cops are out there getting sued left and right.
But
Fuck it. Send
this
it
is
back.
my point is who
Pride says this episode's very Jewish.
the the problem is, and this is one of my huge issues, is the agencies are always off the hook, dude. It's the regular dudes out there grinding, working doubles, working. They're always responsible for everything. They're responsible for what they post on and off duty, what they say on and off duty, what they look like, how they respond to calls, the attitude they have. They failed to de-escalate. They were too aggressive. They shouldn't have pursued that car. Thousands of responsibilities put into one person. I get it. You're a professional. But when your agency completely sucks and they fail you over and over again, no one ever looks at that.
Well,
no one ever looks at that.
I will say, me and Mike are advocates of the profession in general. We since extended to advocates for like men in general, like the way society and population is treating men. The 99% is full of blue collar dudes, military dudes. We're not at war right now, so there's not many complaints about the military. And plus, dude, the VA took care of people. The Vietnam era of veterans, that if they had podcasts back then, it would have been a different story. But I really honestly, truly feel outside of certain cases, the military is taken care of and veterans are taken care of, in my opinion. Me and Mike talk a lot about law enforcement because we did so much time there and we spent so much time there. And I'll be the first one to say it. We are talking about the profession as a whole. So for anybody involved with us or anybody that's associated or speaks on this, mine and Mike's opinion do not reflect theirs. And we're not talking about any agency in particular. So we're talking about, and I love how people go, I don't see this, dude. And the one thing that me and Mike try to do is if you work for a great agency and your career is awesome and you love the job, first off, pause, cherish it, right? We're not taking that from you. We're not trying to sit here and say, no, everything's bad everywhere. So what we do is then we identify these people and we say, okay, so please don't be blind to all of the other people in this industry because your situation is awesome. Like, respect that everybody else might not feel that way. And a lot of people do. So like Kenny talks and he's like, man, I have a great agency and I feel awful for people that have a toxic agency and toxic, but they're out there. These little agencies are out there and finding them. And then so Mike started putting his money where his mouth was and started compiling a list of agencies. So when people ask me, I'm like, all the time, where should I go work? Here's a spreadsheet. This is verified by people that work here. And we'll let other people, if they want to, comment and go, no. This agency that you have on number 3 line, not a good agency. Okay, articulate why. And one of the comments that I got, because like I said, I joke a lot, I fuck around a lot, but I do try to make the industry better for people that are still in it. I don't care, to be honest with you. Like I really don't care. I don't sit there and lose sleep over it. I'm now an entrepreneur. We own a couple businesses. I'm home with my kids all the time. I'm home with my wife. No one tells me what to do. I do it all. Now I get to allocate all of my resources and reap, what I sow and hard work because I own it. And there's a lot of risk that comes to that. But someone commented, it was in an Urban Valor. I was on there and I was talking about, it's the clip that is almost at 500,000. It's not a big deal or anything, but someone was in there talking shit and saying, look at this guy, blah, blah, blah. So of course I go back. If I see it's not a constructive comment, I'll go in there and just hit him back with insults. I don't care. It's content, right? If it's somebody genuinely bringing up a point, I don't do that. I talk with them. But he said something shitty. And then of course people, it was a thread of like 1 million comments. It was a week ago, but I saw a thing today. And he went back in the thread and tagged me and said, I even gave you an out. You're the perfect example of why law enforcement is falling apart. The whining. Now I did call him geriatric earlier. He's an old man or an older man.
Yeah.
And so I said, no, you're the reason it's falling apart. Accepting what is happening and stopping people from being from bringing awareness to it. Like, in my opinion, you stopping someone who's bringing awareness to issues and saying, stop whining, you're the fucking reason why there's a goddamn problem.
I agree. I agree. It's the whole job is dead back and forth argument. Here's where I've said this a lot. Guys get into law enforcement for the right reasons. I don't believe we had and this is where that whole split with like the Steve Ladners that come on Dominic and all cops are there for a pension and a paycheck. They have no duty. I believe the vast majority, probably high 90s of people that join law enforcement do it for the right reason. The problem is the administration sucks and they're all in positions where they control everything about the agency. And do you think do cops want to train their replacement? Absolutely not. Are they ever is a administration ever going to go, man, we want these guys to be so good they can take our jobs? They're never going to think that way. So when you see the unconstitutional crap and you see cops not being trained enough to understand the First Amendment auditors and all those things we're seeing, I don't blame the cops. I blame the agency's administration because one, they're not training them properly enough, and two, they don't support them enough to take the responsibility of what's going on in law enforcement. The training's not there. The overtime is out of control. Guys are being forced to work ungodly hours. We always say it, there's no thin blue line. There's no brotherhood. You walk around that station waiting for the next problem, and it's not whining. That's where I look at some of these auditors and these people that hate cops that we see all the time, bootlickers, all these comments. It's not the fucking guys on the ground. It's the guys in the building. And that's where the problem is. And I'd like to see more people get involved in actually going after the dudes in the building that are creating this atmosphere.
As we're going to get to know Franco, like, once you enter the entrepreneur world and the world of business, it, for me, 100% changed the way I look at government efficiency, right? So you're trying to make a business grow. Let's say you are geriatric. You're out of the game. You're 50s, 60s, right? What are we? Sorry, Mike. Late 50s, 60s. And what are they doing? What is every business doing? They are bringing in younger people to figure out how to make it thrive and grow and at least stay on top of the next generation. Law enforcement doesn't do that. They don't have their fucking sheriff admin meetings and go, I want a random selection of street cops in here every time and giving their opinions because we are out of touch. We are old. No matter how, I don't care how much you love care. When you're older, you're getting out of touch with the younger generation, which is going to be the consumer of your product. So law enforcement's the same thing. Although you're not selling a product, you're trying to evolve with times. And that's why we're sitting here and we roast these fucking.
That was one of the smartest things you've ever said.
Man, I get that about once an episode. Well, maybe about once a week from you.
I didn't even think of that. That concept of that command staff meeting. Now the command staff has to be open to it.
They're not going to.
I'm not open to
the idea sounds great.
I'm saying when Franco tells me that this place is all fucked up, and I'm like, man, Franco, that's good.
Yeah, Franco needs to go.
Franco's got Carver's running. Write him up. So you have to be willing to accept that. But that's actually, you're right. But there's the difference in a corporation or a company. If you walk in the door right now and you tell me something that you're doing, and I go, oh my God, that can triple my profit, right? What is law enforcement? We're going to make guys better. What I just said, better guys are going to take my job if I'm a shitbird. So I'm be like, oh, fuck that guy. Like he that sounded great. Like he might be a sergeant and a lieutenant one day. That's good. Fuck him. Get rid of him. I can't risk my position. Whereas a CEO or a business, when somebody walks in and he tells us that, we go, holy fuck, that's going to make more money for our company. Yeah. You can come on every day. You can come on every day. We'll do a spot for you. Like that makes sense, right? What'll happen is it just like in any industry. Let's say I'm the CEO of a company. Mike's the CEO of a company. I'm a junior exec, and you're a guy that's been around and has a really good idea to change the trajectory of a project that could actually. You have to go through me. Holy shit, Franco looks really good right now, and I did not come up with that idea. Mike wants to know that idea. He's going to go, absolutely, this is fantastic. Franco, this is okay. And he's going to look at me and go, Tyler, make sure you facilitate Franco in doing this. This is a really good idea. I want him to work side by side. I'm like, fuck you, Franco. Then I say, Matter of fact, bring Franco to the next. We're gonna have a meeting Friday. You bring Franco in with us,
And the problem,
you're gonna get shitty.
Yeah, the problem with government work is that you can't do that because they're gonna go, well, there's a chain of command, there's a process to this, and Franco is just gonna have to sit in his patrol car and go, I could fix this agency, and that's it.
Yeah, and they're gonna say, but everybody's gonna talk shit to Franco. Like, no, you can't. You're just a fucking patrol guy. you're just a moron. That you're right. That's where we lost. Man, that was really smart, dude. That was a fucking.
Well, it's like I told Tyler. I think earlier we were talking, and I was like, some people want to see you do good. They don't want to see you do better than them.
Yeah, that is the truest statement in the world.
Like,
man, I in owning a company, like Counterculture, like the media side, I watch those guys' numbers. Now they're all new to podcasting, every single one of them. I watch their numbers hoping that maybe they can get close to beating Anti-Hero because it's good for business. It's good for everyone.
I want them to triple us.
I know. I want a show on that network. I want one of them to make a viral reel and I wake up and they've got 1 million Instagram followers. Like I want people's success, and I take my ego out of it and look at business. So if I was the chief of police or a general in the army, I want things to be better, and I want things more streamlined, and I want to be more effective in all of our efforts. So, but it just doesn't work like that with government.
This is where it's so simple for law enforcement. This is where, again, reasons I want to be in charge. If the easiest way to gauge that, if your agency has no openings, right? There's really not much to gauge an agency based on. Much. Like there's so much going on. You go to like Palm Beach County, Orange County, these big places, you can't even put a fucking finger on what's going on there. It's just out of control.
If you don't have an inside guy,
correct. Yeah. But if you look at like if you start looking at like, okay, I have a smaller agency, under 200-300, 400, somewhere in there, down, and I always go back. I'm gonna say, probably hear this out of my mouth a million times. Sandy Springs Police Department, right outside of Atlanta, Georgia, full. All those agencies around there, all those places to work around there, Sandy Springs is full. They have a waiting list to get in. Why? Physical fitness, important. Jiu-jitsu, important. They pursue cars. They back their guys. Chief, involved, out in the street. All those little things that you go, yeah, of course they're full. Like, why wouldn't they be? So when somebody says to me, well, how do you gauge if a place is doing well? That's not LAPD or NYPD where they're mass exodus and all that. But you start looking at some of these under 500 agencies, which are most of the agencies in America, I think are under 100. Like most police agencies are under 100. And you go, are they full? Well, no, they got openings all the time. Well, why? Why the fuck in a world where everybody wants to be a cop, there's guys laterally all over the United States, we're paying bonuses, we're sending guys to the academy with that type of resources available here in Florida, they'll pay you like $5,000 to move. Why aren't we full? Well, because it's not being run well. There you go. There's your
Sometimes
answer.
I wonder why I had such a crappy time in my law enforcement career. And I look back and I go, oh, so when the sheriff would come address us, you get any questions? I'd be like, hey, why have the academy classes been so significantly smaller? Are we downsizing and the people we're accepting, or are people not coming through the doors? And it would be like,
crickets.
Fuck is this guy? Like,
you can't say that. You can't say that.
But I would always ask those fucking questions because I'm not trying to call anybody out, but those are the real questions that, like, what I came in through an academy class with an in-house academy class with 33 people in it. That year I asked that question. We're having 7, 8, 9 people a class, and they're all fat tubalards from, it's just, yeah.
Oh, that is true. I forgot. He is Kane's the mayor. I remember when he ran.
Matt Cronister got on late watching the beginning. Knox County Mayor is Glenn Jacobs. Kane from WWE.
Yeah.
Love the show. Been listening for the last few years.
That's probably why. Well, they're big too, but
what were we talking about?
That's the guy suing. The cop suing. The cop that's suing the bad guy
He's
is
in
Knox County. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I think Jerry. I think Jerry was too. I think Jerry commented at the beginning he's up there, but yeah, it's not rocket science, and it's kind of why I just don't understand why it's so difficult in law enforcement, because these guys get in these positions, they get out of touch, and they lose track of the basics of what law enforcement is for, which is to protect the people. And you're right. They would never entertain a guy walking in with that type of idea. They'd be like, get that fucking guy out of here. What does he ask? And even just little things. Like I remember they wrote, I had a guy under me who is a really good cop. And he left a wallet on the car.
Under you?
I supervise him.
Oh,
I supervise him. And I supervise him. And when
I ruined all credibility of the show
after I got demoted and all that nonsense happened, I finally had my meeting with the sheriff after like a year of not talking to him. I said, why the fuck did you charge this guy with a group 3 like fireable offense for losing a wallet? And he's like, well, we were just losing too many wallets. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Right. Tell people to start paying attention more. But you picked the fucking guy that's doing this shit 24 hours a day, fucking 7 days a week. He's on SWAT. He's doing everything right. He's doing everything right. And you made an example out of him. And that's another failed leadership. It's like, no, you don't go. He doesn't get away with more than anybody. But if you had 8 lost wallets in a month and it's becoming a problem, you don't pick the guy that does that should lose more wallets because he's collecting more property, because he's putting more people in jail, he's doing more police work, and then single him out and go, we're going to make an example out of him, and he's going to have a group 3 like letter reprimand in his file for what the same thing everybody else is doing. Put a directive out. Let's be a little smarter. Let's pay attention more, those type of things. But that type of leadership, I think it's like it kills the momentum of things. And then you got guys that are 400 pounds, 300 pounds, can't get out of their own way, walk around late to work. And because they have they're just, I don't want to deal with this guy. He's a fucking old grumpy piece of shit. So he gets away with it. Because we had a female that worked there that would just do everything wrong. Nasty woman. And nobody wanted to deal with her. So she could do whatever she would. Walk in briefing. This is so fucking stupid that we're in briefing. I got to drive 45 extra minutes. And everybody's just like, we don't want to say anything to her. Yeah. But then dude loses a wallet. He's on SWAT, K9. He's doing everything right. Let's give him a group 3. We have a no smoking policy, but she smokes in her car every day. Nobody will go write her up. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. These are the fucking people in charge. Wonder why the fucking place is empty.
What's your take on just what we were talking about? Government, like sustainability of agencies or entities in the government based on what, all that.
Well, I mean, Mike said it earlier, and it's just like, how is it? How are we supposed to hold? Like, how we have the the audacity to hold officers accountable when you yourself as either chief or AC or even lieutenant or sergeant are bigger than my fridge. Like,
not in a good way either.
it's
a fridge.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like you get a dude that's fit, that does the job, that's always, doing the right thing and trying to stay within policy, but yet you pick him out because what? Because he was an example, and you had to let
you can be a shooting star as long as you shoot where they tell you to shoot. As soon as you're a shooting star and they're like, this guy is just kind of like, you become a maverick or a renegade in their eyes immediately, even though you've done nothing wrong. But they don't like free thinking in government work. It's not good for government work. It really is not.
It isn't.
If you're the type of person that thinks outside the box and problem solves and a leader,
they don't like when you're the one thinking it. If they think it, it's great.
Oh yeah. If you're, I tell people all the time, dude, government work's a great place to go get training and credibility. I would have nothing in my I was just talking to Eli about this morning in the gym. Like, I would have nothing to brand on had I not worked for the government for almost 20 years of my life. Like, I just wouldn't have anything. I would have no experience. What would I talk about? What like a lifestyle brand, clothing brand, anything like that. It's a lifestyle brand because of the trials and tribulations that ones go through their professional development. And so government work wasn't the end all be all for me. But I mean, dude, you want to learn how to shoot? Government work. You want to know how to do paperwork? Government work. You want to know how to I really can't think of anything else other than shooting and maybe like fighting that the government trained me for, that I was really.
And like, to piggyback on what you're saying, and what he's saying is,
that's a government term. I'm going to piggyback off him to keep it here another 15 minutes.
Piggyback off of what he said, as far as the fitness stand, and not everybody. There's guys that are fit that are fucking morons, but for the most part, a person who spends their free time to make sure they're better especially cops, because you know how it goes, dude. You do the shift work, that you're tired, you got to go during shift, after shift, the days off, you're working over. I get it, but guys that spend time maintaining their fitness while doing all the job of a patrol officer, to me, are the cream of the crop. And then you get to admin, where this is my argument. These motherfuckers have nothing but time. They sit around. I could cut 5 fucking admin positions tomorrow at the place. 5 tomorrow, no problem. That's like 200. That's $1 million.
Have you ever seen Entourage?
Yeah.
When Ari walks in with the paintball gun and just starts shooting everybody.
Like $550,000 employee. So $250,000. That absolutely served no purpose. And it's that type of trickle down is like, if this fat sloppy dude who has all the time in the world, he's at the station all day, the gym is right there in the parking lot, it's got sophisticated state-of-the-art equipment. If he can't maintain fitness and he can't get to a meeting on time and he can't do all these things, but Johnny Blow on the road, 23, is ripped, doing everything, working overtime, wants to be canine, wants to be SWAT, he's working, it just doesn't make sense that people give these guys a pass. And that's a mentality thing. If they're out of shape, they're not taking it serious, they don't wear the vest, they drive to work, they avoid calls, they never get out of their car. How are they in charge? What are they in charge of? What are they really in charge of?
Well, we talk about a lot. We talk about like what is law enforcement. I would even say military units, infantry units, treating them as if you are a professional athlete, because physical fitness is one of those key characteristics that you do share in those in law, should share in law enforcement, the military, and being a professional athlete. And one thing when you're a professional athlete is morale is always high. You are the focus of everything that $1 billion industry runs on, because you are the talent. You are the one out there doing the job. But here's the thing that me and Mike always touch on, is that an athlete shows up to game day ready to fucking play. So if we want, and I use law enforcement as an example because we're all from it. If you want to be the guy that shows up to the state-of-the-art gym, that has a dietitian provided by the agency, that has a personal trainer, because that happens all the time. The agency, they were getting all kinds of a therapist, coming, taking care of your mental health, free therapy sessions if you want to go talk. We need to run it like an athlete would go to work. They go train, they go do their job, they train again, they watch films. Like, this is law enforcement. 2-a-days should be a thing. You only work half the days out of the years on average. Go treat your day and get physical fitness in. But the problem is that cops don't show up to work like the athletes show up to the game. Cops show up to work expecting everything. And I always tell people this all the time. Cops are going to find the way to take all the shortcuts and take all the money.
That's a multi-layered problem on both sides. If I win, they will be doing studies years to come about how to flip that agency, because that's the exact, that you just nailed the fucking way to do it. But it's never going to start from the bottom. It can't. No. It can't come through.
Because you lose the 23-year-old Jack guy that you just talked about. He's happy for about 2 years.
And then he goes.
And then I'm like, I'm out of here. The morale's so down.
You can't infiltrate up. It's got to start at the top and then go down. And that, what you just, again, second smartest thing you said today, that mindset. Yeah. You know how you create that? You make that facility $1 million fucking $1 billion sports entity. Obviously, we're not going to pay you that. Can't afford it. But if you create the standard that, hey, I just took over, I got 4 years to start. We got 2 years. 2 years. I'm gonna give you some time. This place is gonna look different. And how do you do that? Well, if I have to go out and get guys from other agencies, like the Dodgers go get the best players, and the Yankees go get the play. If I have to do that to show everybody that this is what law enforcement should be, and there's one place on earth they can look at and go, this is it. That's the way to do it. I don't understand why guys aren't doing it now. These guys get in charge and they have all the power in the world. And it's like, well, we'll just get out of shape and I'll keep all these out of shape people around me and we'll lower the standards. We won't do this. We'll take that away. We'll have crisis. I'm not even getting into the fucking spending money and illegal shit they do. Let's just talk normal. But yes, nobody billionaires don't buy a sports team and go, all right, I own the fucking Marlins. Let's bring in all shitbirds. Let's just let everybody stop.
All to be run by shit.
Yeah, just nobody. I want a guy who's never played baseball before. You're the general manager. You're the coach. You're a canine guy. You're the coach. and you got to manage these athletes. And
here's the thing too, I don't want to hear from any of the athletes.
No, I don't want to hear from them. I don't care
from
what they eat. I don't care if they're on time.
I don't care if they have high morale.
Yep.
Nope.
Nope.
We don't want them.
You know what? They got an off day tomorrow. Make them play anyway. Call them in tomorrow and make them play anyway. They'll just play on the field by themselves. So that mindset, like if you're an owner of something, you're going to field the best team. Everybody says, there's no way to fix it. It's too big. It's not. No, mother. We're going to field the best team. And that starts at the top with the best leaders, and we bring in the best guys. Fucking simple. I don't understand why it's even a slight problem. I don't even understand why it's a slight problem. But the problem is chiefs are controlled by council. Council doesn't get it. I think the sheriffs can do it because they're controlled by the people. They win an election, they're there. Unless they do something illegal, they got carte blanche to do whatever they want. And you have that hard conversation and you go, hey, dude, this place is going to look, everybody in this room, you can be here in 2 years. You won't be, because I know about half of you are going to be gone.
Yeah.
But I will give you all an opportunity to be here in 2 years. This is what we're going to do, though. And it starts with me. It starts with me going to the gym, being involved, training, making sure you guys have everything you need to succeed, and that everybody around me is on the same part. One little fucking spoke of that wheel is off, you're gone. Mm-hmm. And we get another guy.
Look at a lot of people, like Andy Frisella, owner of First Form, right? He's got his big, huge, probably, I don't really understand money that well. It's definitely millions of dollars worth in a building that's like fucking quarter mile long. His building is immaculate, and he doesn't have any house cleaning. He runs such a tight ship that when he's got a state-of-the-art workout facility in there, and every dumbbell is centered perfectly. Every plate is racked straight perfectly so you can read it. And he's like, I don't have to tell anybody to do this. The standard's already been set, and everybody's happy.
You're fired.
Yeah, he was like, I fired.
You don't get a warning. You don't get another chance.
Nope.
You fucking do it right.
He's
it's simple.
But the atmosphere that this builds is irreplaceable. He's like, you won't find it anywhere.
Because by nature, most people want that. They don't want I go so many places with it. They don't want all the bullshit. I was gonna say, people, there's some people that talk loud on speakerphone in public, right?
Hey, you're doing it, not me, dude.
Most people don't want that. Most people want like everybody to like put the weights back the right way, or respect everybody else's space, or most people want that. When you get in a position where that is the standard, just take it to the cop road. You go to work tomorrow and you're like, God, I gotta work with fucking Jones and Johnson, and these fucking guys slough off their calls. They're fucking gone 3 hours. They disappear off the map. I tell the sergeant about it once. I'm a blue falcon. I'm a piece of shit for wanting to stand. That's not what everybody wants to go to work to. Imagine getting up, driving to his facility, going, I'm gonna walk in the fucking gym and it's gonna be immaculate. Everything's gonna be open. All the equipment's gonna be clean. The weights are gonna be where they need them. The 20s are not gonna be down the road. That's your weights. The hundreds will be over here. Most people want that stability, right?
Mike does the mystery sets where you're like, oh, I must have missed that, Mike. Oh, I just did a set real quick. I had my back turned for like 1 second.
But I did pull-ups. You weren't looking. But yeah, most people want that atmosphere. And that's where I go when people say, it just can't be fixed. It fucking can be fixed.
Let's address something else, too. And at any point, if we're talking too much, cut in. And
no,
I mean that.
You go like this. You raise your hand.
Yeah, you do the scissor cut.
Yeah, you cut in.
I'm trying to cut in, bro. Is that all right? So it's obviously a police agency is not a corporate building, and it can't be a corporate atmosphere. Obviously, ops or maybe headquarters can be more of a corporate atmosphere because of the amount of civilians that work there, upper echelon brass, and I get that, but the day-to-day workplaces between cops, and I'll lump firefighters in this too, and the military handles itself, so you don't have to worry about it. You're asking people to be of a warrior mindset and a warrior code, and when you deal with people in law enforcement, now it used to be like this in the 90s. You go meet me out back, dude. Take off your belt. You fist fight it out. That was way before my time. But there's so many fucking bitches in law enforcement that use their rank or their social status there, and they make work miserable, and you can't go like, dude, you talk to me like that, I'll fucking knock you the fuck out. Like, you can't do that. You're gone. So they want you to be of a warrior mindset, but you can't handle things like warriors. Go to the infantry and the Army and the Marine Corps. Dudes will settle it. Now, they might use combatives to settle it in a more controlled environment, but platoon sergeants taking them down here, Johnson and Tim, you guys are rolling, dude. You guys keep talking shit. I don't want to hear it anymore. Or, the fucking E4s take them out there on Friday night and be like, yo, fist fight it out, dude. We're done with it. Like, you can't do that in law enforcement. The second you even threaten to whoop somebody's ass, you create a hostile work environment because they want to play the corporate side.
You can't have Fight Club.
You can't. You really can't. But that's the conundrum.
That was in my list of things.
Cross that off.
Damn it, no Fight Club.
I mean, we can roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a gym. There's a mat. You got an issue with somebody, go roll it out.
I like that. We have 2 guys scheduled for Friday off. We can only give one guy day off. We'll see you at
creating problems.
We'll see you in the mat room on Friday.
But it's an alpha.
It happens. It still happens in the infantry. Don't get it twisted. I only retired in 2023. So, like, even when I left, like, I was mortar platoon sergeant, and we had guys that.
Oh, you got 11. Are you 11, Chuck?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. 2 of you in the same room?
Oh, damn. I don't even bother telling people what it is because they're like,
no, I just say as a glorified infantry, I can do both jobs.
Suck it, clit. No, but yeah, you were a platoon sergeant in the infantry. And that stuff, I mean, I'm sure it's changed since I got out in 2012, but I mean, I would have 12 staff sergeants like look at me. I had a big mouth. He's like, I'll fucking put you through that wall, Private. I was like, they were big dudes, and I believe they would did it because they had like 5 deployments, 2 DUIs, 3 divorces, so they didn't have really much to lose. But
they got a lot of street cred.
But I mean, but just the sanctioned combatives way of like alphas handling alpha shit, warriors handling warrior shit. You're gone ever since the dawn of time when there was fucking guys fighting in battle. Their personalities are going to clash, and they're going to fucking like they're wolves, man. They're going to fucking at each other. And cops want to sit here and be this fucking paramilitary fucking lifestyle. It's
but they're not
full of fucking bitches, dude.
But they're not. I would say that. I mean, spending 20 years in the Army, and then I'm probably like 11 months total combined as a cop. Like, it's nothing like the military at all. Not the brotherhood. Not like. It was a little disappointing at first. I came to conclusion that I just need to accept it because I still want to provide I feel like I have a purpose still in life. I'm young. I'm 42. I love being a cop. Definitely not doing it for the money. I promise you that. But it's the brotherhood, the tightness, all that stuff. It's not the same. And I don't think it ever will be because everybody in law enforcement is looking to get that next promotion.
Yeah, there is some place I keep
or that next
hoping they're good.
I just want to real quick.
Yeah.
People say the promotion that also is the same mindset as the guy that wants to get the specialty unit.
Right.
That's that same mindset.
Yeah, same mindset.
Same thing. He will change, fuck you, do whatever it takes to get that. And
it's a shame.
Yeah.
You're right. Most of them change when they get it. And that's part of the problem is wanting. So I have enough fails and successes back and forth that I respect things much more. And I remember when I wanted to be a sergeant, right? I wanted to be because it was cool to get promoted, right? I didn't get promoted until year, what was it, 2022, 21. So 18, 17 years in. Took me a while. But the day I got promoted, I remember looking at myself going, you deserved it. Like at this moment right here, you did everything right. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, you wouldn't have deserved it. You were just still kind of crazy street cop doing whatever. You deserved it. Most people looking to get promoted, like you just said, don't really deserve it. They want it after 3 years, 4 years. They think just showing up every day, doing some bare minimum or getting by is it. And you can, I know you can name every sergeant you had that was great. I don't, you have to do it now, but there's if you had any.
There's like 1 or 2.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. But you know them. Anything, none of these guys, there's guys that the first sergeant I worked for at the sheriff's office was, dude, he was great. He was right out of fucking Full Metal Jacket, drill sergeant. And there was no problems on the shift. You just knew there wasn't going to be, because he's in charge. And it's like, there's not gonna be problems. I can name the handful of guys I worked for where I went, we didn't have any problems on this shift because there was a leader and he did it right. He was out on the street. He was in your face. He got things done. And then you watch this softening of law enforcement, the college degree program, and we're getting kids out in these 2-year programs out of college. They kind of got away from the military thing. And then you watch guys in charge and you're like, what? You want us to do what? Like, that's the dumbest thing I've heard, but you can't say anything. And it's just like, okay, we'll do that. And
somebody once told me that a good indicator of when you are ready for promotion, and I'm talking rank, I'm not talking anything lateral, I mean up in rank where you're a supervisor and a leader, is when other people are suggesting it to you and you're like, I never really like wanted that you would be the perfect leader. If you have multiple people saying, dude, you should go out, you should try for sergeant, dude, you should run for sheriff, like that's when you possess the qualities, not when you think I want to do this because you only want to do it for yourself. I'm not saying there's guys out there that want to lead for the right reasons, but majority of the time.
That goes around the horn. When military guy walks in and says, you should go to Ranger School.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're ready for Ranger or SWAT.
Yep.
SWAT. The guys will come up and say, hey, man, we've been watching, you think about trying out. You want to, maybe board. That because it's those situations, you're not taking anybody's rank, right? You're just becoming a Ranger. You're becoming a SWAT guy. No one's going to walk around and go, hey, you should test for sergeant, take my spot. Like no other cops. It doesn't happen because there's such a competitive, but it's not even competitive. It's
crazy because
it's a hard word to even figure out.
Where I come from, they couldn't fill supervisor roles.
Nobody wanted it, or just couldn't keep up.
Too much, or it was too big of an agency. They couldn't keep up. Obviously, they're going to take care of captains and lieutenants first. Those have to be filled. So then everybody's being pulled up, and corporal and sergeant, there was always vacancies because they're just the people that needed to do it were like, absolutely fucking not. I don't even know if I'm going to be a cop in 5 years. I'm definitely not going to, because at the end of the day too, when you're a supervisor, super fun, awesome times usually over. You step away. Our supervisor was funny. We'd all be running code and I'd be like, this motherfucker's not running code right now. And I go by, it's a supervisor, and because they're trying to orchestrate via on the computer, go into a hot call. They slow roll while all the fucking retards are blowing their doors off.
And you get sucked into those meetings and you get just fucking demoralized by what the people above you are fucking thinking or saying. You're like, how do I go tell the guys that we have to like wear pink shoes tomorrow because of something? Like, you're just like, this doesn't make any sense. And I have to go sell this to a bunch of dudes that are out here busting their bum.
Me too.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, company man. Huh? And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. You can't use capital letters ever in another email. Like it pisses somebody off. Like I can't let you do it anymore. It's like, what? Like, yeah, man, that's it. Or delivering the message that, hey, you can't go to any training the rest of the year because we're broke. Well, what do you mean we're broke? Like,
that's terrible.
Somebody at the top's not doing their job if we're broke. But
Sarge, can I pay for my own way? No, because we don't have any. We
we're
can't
too short
on vacation. You can't go. You literally cannot go to.
You
training.
can do though. Show up tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. at briefing and
do your shift.
Get to do your shift. But we appreciate it, man. So,
all right, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more. We'll get to know Franco. Get to know what he's all about. Get to know his mindset on some things. Again, like I said, we're going to talk business. I really like small business growth, and especially when people like me and Mike leave or are doing both the government and the business thing, and the polar differences and some similarities that you take with you in running small businesses. So we'll be right back.
Over a century ago in 1910, the Flexner Report, funded by John D. Rockefeller and the Carnegie Foundation, re-engineered medical education from a holistic, whole-body approach, which appropriately treated the body as an interconnected system, to a compartmentalized approach under the guise of specialized medicine. They shut down or consolidated medical schools, marginalized naturopathic, homeopathic, and chiropractic medicine, replacing them with symptom management and synthetic drugs. Allopathy is a marketing strategy rooted in fear and manipulated science. This philosophy carried into veterinary medicine, resulting in over-vaccination, unnecessary surgeries, and manufactured food, just like they did for people. They call it care, but it's predatory and based in profitability. The truth? Toxicity, compromised immunity, and chronic inflammation. They're not fate. They're engineered. And so is your power to undo them. We built 3 targeted formulas to return the body to homeostasis for pets and people, to detox, defend, and restore. We are the correction to decades of corruption. We are vengeance.
Welcome back. The show is also brought to you by Counterculture Inc., the best and outside. What do you call that? Outsider counterculture apparel.
Something, whatever you're saying.
Well, when I was trying to read the ad, I had people walking like this.
Can't be the best if you can't even talk about it.
The best in counterculture outsider apparel. Go to countercultureinkthreads.com and use promo code ANTIHERO. Save 15%. Tons of graphic tees, tons of stickers. We've got team room flags, hats. We still got some Ranger panties left, and I think we still got hoodies and stuff left from fall, winter. All on sale. Most of the shit's on sale. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming with Counterculture Inc. The kind of like almost like a real, not a rebrand, but a real emphasis on the brand that me and some others are working on. That once we all get it finalized, I'll bring in. But countercultureinkthreads.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO and save 15% on the best in the trend killing apparel.
And don't forget copvilleog.com. I promise one of these days the new website's going to drop. It's my fault. Jay has it already. I've been playing games, but go to the old website for now, copvilleog.com. Use code ANTIHERO15 for 15% off. I promise all the new stuff I have in the boxes is going to get dropped, and we're going to launch a new website here very soon.
Sounds like a good politician there. I promise.
Yeah,
Which I talked about. It's going to happen, guys. I promise.
I've been busy. Life is busy.
At any point when you were gambling at the casino, did you think about your website or no?
Yeah, I was thinking if I hit this fucking jackpot, I don't have to I can quit all of it. I can quit all of it. And
I'm never coming back.
I watched the does they have the bonuses? They have the mega, which was 650 grand for the Royal Flush. The minor was 53,000 for the straight flush, and then the little one is the 4 of a kind. It usually starts over at 1,400. Within 10 minutes, somebody hit for 3,400 on the minor, and then 10 minutes later, somebody hit the $53,000 mega.
Where were you at?
Hard Rock Seminole. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
One of those days.
So, yeah, I mean, I keep quiet.
Do you think that some people are just blessed that they're very lucky, or is there actually a lot of skill in?
No,
I think there's a system.
no, not against the
Have
house.
you ever seen people that just always win? You're like, how does?
I think it's, I guess people are luckier statistically, like poker room, like the actual hold'em against other players. There's a lot of skill that goes into that. Those floor games like that, ultimate, you're dealt the cards and you have it. Like you either bet or not. There's no real skill.
I was talking more about the slots. I think there's a system to the slots to where like I think people just like watch it, the know, and they're like, this machine is about to hit. And they get up and they're like, my turn.
Yeah, because I the last Saturday night, I had a king of diamonds in my hand, and the flop came ace, queen, jack of diamonds. And I looked at it, and it wasn't the mega because you have to flop it to get to 650 grand, but the Royal Flush pays, I had 50 bets, so it would have paid just on that bet alone, it played 25
grand.
Yeah, so I was sitting there, and then the next 2 cards come. Obviously, it didn't hit, or we'd be talking about that. But it's statistics and staying in the game, and it's luck, dude. There's really no skill to those floor games. Blackjack, there's a little skill, like 3-card poker, ultimate hold'em. You either have the cards or you don't. You don't have to think about it.
Well, I just got not corrected, but I was calling Frank by his government name, and he's known as, is it Bebo? Bebo?
Yeah.
Bebo, Bebo?
Yeah.
It's got his Instagram name.
His Instagram name.
Yeah.
He was like, whoa, why are you calling me by my real name? I'm like, I don't know. It's all over your Instagram too. But his Instagram's Bebo Actual. BEBO_actual. Get to know a little bit about you.
He's one of those guys I talked to a million times, but you really know him
Yeah.
talk to on Instagram,
Yeah,
but you don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it happens. Unfortunately, it happens a lot. Like it's
it
just.
does.
I was in. Oh, dude, I was in fucking. Before we get to him, Hard Rock. I'm sitting there. This has to do with the story. We'll go on. I'm sitting there eating, and I hear "Big Dog," and I'm like, dude smacks me in the back. It was one of the dudes from South Carolina at Hard Rock, like randomly.
Yeah.
Just fucking. I'm like, hey, what's up, bro?
One
What
of
are you
the
good?
coastal hitter
Yeah,
dudes.
I believe, yeah, one of those dudes. So it's like I'm in the fucking middle of South Florida, mind my business, eating a fucking piece of chicken, and here comes dude, fucking so cool as shit. Someone like,
Nice. You're a celebrity.
no, I knew it's not because of this shit. No, because of fucking seeing him up there.
All right. So you started your career in the Army. How old were you when you joined?
Just turned 19.
At what year?
2003.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And you deployed?
Yeah. I
Where?
got 2 deployments. I did Iraq and Afghanistan.
Really?
Yeah.
When'd you go to Iraq?
2007.
Oh yeah, that was when it was still hot.
Oh yeah.
And then you went to Afghanistan when?
2011.
So you had like when you initially joined, you had 4 years before you deployed.
Yeah. So when I came in the Army, it was a little different because I didn't know how to speak English. So I had to go.
I'd love to bring you on, son, but
so Puerto Rico they have this program. It's just like you take the ASVAB even if you don't score above a 31, like because of the language barrier, they'll send you to Lackland, ELS over there, and you go to language school, and you still haven't gone to like basic training or anything. That's like the initial of your career, but you basically active. They teach you grammar and speaking. I'll say this, like my accent went away as time went, not when I graduated from
Well, you
the
speak
school.
better English than Tyler, so.
So yeah, you go there, you have to test out. Basically, you have to have 2 English tests pass, like 70, I think it's 70, 75, don't remember, but you have to have a C average of 2 consecutive tests. So like if you score a 70 one day and then the next week you score a 60, you start all over again.
Yeah. It was now let me ask you this. It was right before the surge, but we were at war. Were they kind of pushing people through language school, or was it strict?
No, you still had to score 70%.
Okay.
2 tests back to back.
Now they're pushing women through Ranger school, so anything's possible. But all right. So what made you pick the infantry?
So when I came in the Army, that's what I wanted to do. And in my head, being ignorant, 19-year-old, everybody's infantry in the Army, right? So I did that. And when I did my 2 tests back to back, the career counselor at the English as a second language, you have to take the ASVAB again. And then
after the language,
you have to take the ASVAB again. And then from there, they tell you, hey, you're going to be this. So you don't.
Son, you're retarded. We thought it was the language barrier. It turns out you're just retarded.
At this time, I had no recollection, no idea of like, yeah, you can pick whatever MOS you want. Everybody wants infantry. In my mind, that's what I thought. So the recruiter's like, oh, you're going to be this. And it ended up being like a fuel and electronic system repair.
Yeah. And you had no choice for real?
Yeah, I didn't think I had a choice because I didn't know. I was
they don't give you representation.
Yeah, I still ignorant, like I still don't understand the language completely. So I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. So I signed the paperwork. And then obviously once I went in the Army, went to basic, did all that. And then I understood like, oh, I could pick like what I want to do. And I started understanding the system. Then
Communist Russia.
Yeah, I started, wanting to do what I wanted, and it was kind of weird because my first deployment or my first duty station was Germany, and when I got to Germany, I was there for 2.5 years, and then from Germany I went to Hood, and I was like, all right, it's time to re-enlist. I'm going to change to be an infantry. As I got to Hood, I got put in the recovery platoon, and we deployed like months later to Iraq. So
as a what? What was your job?
Well, I was a fuel and electronic system repair. It's a job that's been faded out a long time ago. But then they put me in the recovery platoon.
What's that?
Like ID explosion recovery, like
the guys we really don't need.
going to pick up like blown up vehicles and stuff.
You said we're getting rid of these MOS. Okay, we'll just use them.
So we I deployed, went to Iraq. Originally, it was supposed to be a 9-month deployment, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, we're gonna get extended," and so we got extended to 12 months, and then we got extended again 15 months.
Jesus.
So we spent 15 months in Iraq. I took my R&R like at the beginning of my deployment.
Yeah. Oh, 15 months in Iraq, dude.
Yeah.
Total,
like back to back, like in a row.
and that was what year did that?
2007.
Okay, yeah, because so when I went to my unit, they had done a 15-month deployment in Samara, Iraq. They were all supposed to get out when they got home. They all got stop lost and told they had to stay in for another deployment.
Yeah.
And that was the ruthless bunch. It was the most ruthless bunch of E4s I've ever met in my life. They hated everything.
Yeah, we got stop loss, and then there was like, well, because you got stop loss, you have the opportunity. It doesn't matter what MOS you are to reclass or re-enlist. Really, like a $22,000 bonus. And I was like, fuck it.
It's like you either take it or leave it. You're staying no matter what.
I said, fuck it. What's another year? I'll take it. So I did that, but in that deployment is when I first got blown up, because all we did was, yes, I was support MOS. However, we were going out the wire, picking up blown up vehicles. So we were actually just providing security for KBR. Because at that time, obviously the surge and everything, the KBR contracting was like booming. So all we did was provide security for these KBR contractors.
Mike's fat ass is eating candy. He's covering, dude. He was doing a Jimmy. He was like this,
chewing gum. Can't fucking. You got fucking 3 vets here in America, and you can't fucking chew gum in America. You went there and blew up for nothing, man. There was no reason for you to go. We could just stay communist. We could be communists.
So you re-enlist. Did you re-enlist for infantry then?
No, not while I was deployed. I was already deployed, so I stayed in my. The only way I could.
You had it in contract.
Yeah. No, the bonus, like it was there. So I kind of went a little smart, and I went for the money instead of reclassing. So then when I got back for Hood, I went to Fort Irwin, and in Fort Irwin, I got a really nice gig as the horse detachment. So basically all I did was play with horses. I went out to the box.
I never get that lucky.
Yeah. So I had a pretty unique career. I was in the stables, and all we did was
what they call it over there, the horse attachment. You're in the stables.
In the stables.
Some guys are in the trenches. Some guys are in the stables. All right, man.
All we did was do like box, like we would provide like we would dress as Pakistanis and ride around on the horses on the box.
You're not fucking with me.
No,
you were in the box.
So you were up 4.
You were up 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did up for shit in horses.
Okay, what base was this at?
Irwin.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And then we also did like this color guard parades and ceremonies and all that stuff. But and then from there, I was like, all right, I have enough of this. I need to go in the infantry. So I was, like I said, smart enough to change MOSs and went infantry. I was E5 promotable at the time. And I went to Banning and got injected in week 2 of basic training.
Holy shit. They couldn't even like get you through week 9.
No, the next cycle because 11 Charlie.
Did you? They selected you for that?
Yeah, it's the only infantry job that was available at the time.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, so I went in as 11 Charlie, and I got injected week 2. So then I did all the OSET and everything with the dudes, and then I went from there. I went to Stewart.
Now, mind you guys, in case you don't know what OSET is and stuff, essentially he went through Army basic training once, went to do his job training then after that. And because combat MOS is at that time, I believe it's still the same. Combat,
still the same.
They call it one-stop unit training. They send you to one basic training where you learn basic training values, but they incorporate your job in with it. So infantry OSET with like 16, 17 weeks long or something like that. And my man had to go to week 2 and do all of that again.
Yeah. As an E5 promotable.
Did you tell the horse stable story? Or did you leave that one out?
Where'd you come from? This guy sucked, dude.
Yeah. It's
week 2 of basic training all over again.
Yeah, bro. Ugh. It was terrible.
They don't treat you any different.
No. At that time they didn't. Now they're back up. Like if you have some rank or whatever, and you're reclassing, like you get your own prior barracks. But in the infantry,
no.
I'm literally,
Van Hill.
you know what was my room? It was literally wall lockers, and that was my little corner. That was my room.
Yeah,
in the bay.
In 2027, we had a guy come like the last 4 weeks or something like that, and he had the same thing. He was in our bay,
Yeah,
but he was off in the corner.
So they called it, because you're an E5 promoter, they called it your own,
yeah.
and they just
They
move
just put
these wall
wall
lockers.
lockers. All they did is
But
box
you're
me
still
out.
you're still getting
wall
woken-
lockers.
you're still getting woken up at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
smoked and all that.
yeah.
Awesome.
He's still hearing all these fuckheads.
Awesome.
Just-
Asking you a million questions
Yep.
all night. Yeah.
Yep.
What's the army like? What's the army like?
I can't imagine doing it twice, dude.
Oh, dude.
No.
I mean, it is what it is.
That's-
I really wanted
You
to be an infantry.
Yeah, I
so-
get it. I get it. I'm glad. Fuck that.
So you graduate OSUP for infantry.
Yep. Went to Stewart.
Okay.
And then in Stewart, we got attached to the third group and we got deployed to Afghanistan.
as an infantry guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He's
So
pretty-
basically, the mortar platoon, bro, I was a brand new 11 Charlie, just got pinned E6. I have very minimal.
were you a section sergeant at that time?
I was a platoon sergeant. When I got there, I was a section sergeant, but then the platoon sergeant PCS, and it was me.
It's you.
And I was like, I mean, I know how to lead soldiers, but this job, I'm gonna have to make a couple phone calls, right? So, and then shortly after that, we came down on orders to go to Afghanistan, and then we were attached to third group. We were gonna do, VSO, village stability operations. So basically, like they were creating white space for organic units or conventional units to operate. So they would go in areas and districts that never been touched before, create the white space, and book it, right?
Okay.
And then we were just security. So my platoon got disbanded completely. The whole mortar platoon got disbanded. And then what they did is they built super squads. You had a full infantry squad, and you added a mortar, a fister, a cook, and a medic to it,
Fucking
and a
cooks out
mechanic, and a mechanic.
there. Wow.
So you
you
had-
guys were like a mini A team.
Like a mini ODA, yeah.
Yeah.
So
everything. Okay.
and then that's basically what village stability. We were VSOA when we were attached to two different ODA groups out there. When I got to country, I didn't have a job because I was the mortar platoon sergeant. So first sergeant was like, "Hey, you're just gonna take over HAC." Well, 2 weeks into country, VSOA squad leader, who was a Bravo, decided that he didn't want to go out the wire. He didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do that. So the last thing he did, he was monitoring one of the dudes in the 50 cal, and the guy was clearing the 50 cal, and ND a shot, and the team sergeant for the ODA got shrapnel right on his neck, almost to his jugular.
Ugh.
And first sergeant pulled that dude out and was like, "Hey, you said you wanted to go be a Bravo." I was like, "Yeah, get me the fuck out of the talk."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're get all your shit together. Tomorrow morning, there's a bird gonna be here to pick you up and take you over there to Shane War." I was like, "Bet, let's go." I got there, bro. The dudes were disgruntled. They didn't obviously they had this piece of shit E6 that didn't want to go, that would send everybody, but he wouldn't go on missions with the dudes, and not really leading how it's supposed to. And I was able to turn around the team. And you can talk to any of those guys, man. They were like, "Yeah, it was shit." And we got into some shit out there with third group. We went into some provinces and some stuff that was never been touched by conventional forces or any forces. And yeah, it was rough. It was rough, but I mean, we made it work, and then I brought everybody home. So, but that was like my first taste, as in like I didn't do 11 Charlie stuff. I just did 11 Bravo shit. So every mission that came out, I would go out, and even the team sergeant was like, "Nah, you can stay," and I'm like, "Nah, my guys are going. I'm going."
Good.
Like I'm not.
Did you get
So it should be.
Did you get into canines while you were in the military? or is
No,
that-
my mom started in '74 working
Mom.
dogs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my mom, she was the police in Puerto Rico. She was the police trainer and assessor of the Mounted Police Department. She's actually the one who built that unit. She came out to the States. This is before I went in the Army. Came out to the States, brought like 200 horses, brought them back to Puerto Rico, and then created mount police stations all around the island. I grew up with
I
horses.
didn't know that was a thing in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, well, the beach.
I've seen lots of tourist horse photos, but never.
Yeah. So, and it ended up being like 22 or 23 stations all around the island. then I would travel with my mom, and she would do the courses for all the police officers. So I grew up in my mom worked for the police 25 years as a civilian, but trainer. And then behind the scenes of the canine, she was also involved a little bit. But she had working dogs her whole life, yeah, contracting dogs. So you know how we have like security companies and like security guards in places.
Yeah.
Back in the day, had a pair of dogs, and
You got them. Let the
Man
son of a
eaters.
bitches loose, baby.
yeah, the man eaters, and she would just drop them off, and then throughout like the night, starting at like 4 a.m, she would start picking them up.
Oh shit.
And as soon as the business closed, we would drop them off. Like there was a wooden shed divided with like guillotine doors, and like the employees, when they closed shop, they would let them out and they would go out.
So they're like junkyard dogs.
They are.
That's essentially.
That's exactly what they were.
I mean, nowadays, I don't think that in the States that's a liability waiting to happen. You can't
Oh yeah, no.
If you
I mean,
break into a
we're talking
business-
about 20,
Yeah.
20, almost 30 years ago.
Yeah, but I
Back
mean,
when people didn't break into junkyards.
yeah, and then if you did,
the catalytic converters were safe.
and if
Yeah.
you did, no one cared that you got bit by a
Yeah.
dog. You weren't able to sue people.
No.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. So that's how I got into dogs. I just got into dogs because of my mom. Like I was a little kid and I grew up in it.
When did you start law enforcement?
2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
And-
because I did 20 years in the army.
that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm a baby cop.
okay. Yeah. Do you do any do you keep your businesses like, because obviously your businesses are canine centered,
Right.
do you work with, trying to phrase this correctly, do you keep cop work at your home agency? Do you just keep it cop work simple and then you go out elsewhere to train?
I do both.
You do both?
Yeah. So right now I'm the civilian trainer for my agency. Like I'm not in K9 in my agency, but I am the civilian trainer for them, which I was before I became a cop with them, and they recruited me.
Oh, can we, and are you okay with talking about that?
What?
You know, like what you came in as, because you're retired military with a lot of assets.
Uh-huh.
So one of the things me and Mike have talked about is when somebody brings a lot of value, like if you work at Google,
Right.
and you worked at Microsoft for 25 years, and we were like, hey, we got this guy's application. He worked at Microsoft for 25 years. Let's start him at entry level. No, that's not what you do. You
Yeah,
don't do
no.
that.
Yeah.
So why can't government work? Like, do you agree? Like, if you had, like, let's say this, I've seen this happen, and it caused a lot of controversy. A guy retired from the military.
Yeah.
He was a black belt in BJJ, and an agency hired him as sworn, went through the academy, and immediately started as a BJJ instructor at training.
No problem.
No problem.
Touch it.
None.
Oh, everybody was so fucking mad.
Well, it happened to me
Yeah, that's
because when I went to Anderson County, I was hired as a K9.
Yeah.
And I went to the academy.
Dude's flipped out, I bet.
Bro, I went to the academy. I did my FTO. When I was about to go into my last phase 6, shadow phase, I was explaining to Tyler earlier, but I got to some like custody stuff, and I had to go to court, and I had to do all this stuff. So I was just like, I don't have time. I really don't have time. I just retired. I don't have time. I got to handle my kids. It's my life.
Yeah.
So I couldn't make one of the mandatory HR like incoming briefs or whatever, and like the department lost its shit, and I was like, I'm just resign. Like, so then, but when I got there, when I got to the agency, I got my K9 car, which it was my Tahoe that I was taking to the academy, and after the academy is what I was using. It was my take home car.
Yeah.
We've already discussed leasing my personal dog as a K9, because my dog, as it is right now, it's more trained than probably 90% of the actual K9s that are out. So everything was set in place for me to go straight into K9 after FTO.
How did you grease this wheel? How did you get this hookup? Just something like,
Well, because I used to do seminars and workshops for this agency.
Yeah, he was recruited, so it's not like a
Yeah.
hookup. That makes sense.
Oh
That-
no, but everybody lost their shit.
Yeah, but, but
3 years later, they're still losing their shit.
But that's my point of changing the whole thing. So I'm flipping the whole script. I'm calling him and being like, hey, dude, I want you here. I'm gonna call another guy. Hey, I want you here. That's what we should do. And if the guys who are losing their shit obviously aren't performing, because if you're doing your job correctly, you're not intimidated.
Or
by
you're
him.
just not qualified for the job.
But that's
You got 5 years on patrol. I love it, dude. You're grinding. You have aspirations for canine. I love it. You're grinding, but you're not qualified for the job as opposed to somebody who has 20 years in the military and also is an expertise on canine. He's more qualified than you. And of course, they're just, well, I've been working the road for 5 years.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's just that you can't run a sustainable business without doing
Here's
stuff
where
like
I
that.
sell it. I bring you in and I make you, you've never worked at our agency. I make you the canine sergeant. That's going to piss off every guy in the canine unit, right? But what am I doing for the next 10, 15 years of my canine unit? I'm bringing in a guy, top guy, experienced. He's going to train all those guys under him. That's going to create the best canine unit. And then from there, that 25, 26-year-old guy who we let in the unit that's young and he gets in, when you're gone, he has been around these guys. Now I can bring him to your position, and it just starts the rollover process of
absolutely.
What does it matter if a subpar guy's been at the agency for 5 years and he's done half-ass work, but he's put the time in? What did he put the time in? If he just was mediocre and now he deserves it, when I got this guy sitting a state away and I can call him and go, hey, dude, I got an opening. I want to change the entire makeup at this agency. I want to bring home run hitters into every specialty unit as the new bosses. And then you're going to create leaders. And then you're going to create a 10-year plan where everyone is a superstar. That makes sense to me. Yeah. But no. I've been here 12 years. I've sat under the same fucking tree for 12 years, eating at the same Chipotle, blowing off these calls. I put my time in. I deserve it. No, motherfucker, you don't deserve it. He deserves it. And he can change the entire makeup of an entire unit in a 5-year, 6-year plan where the whole thing is full of home run hitters. Why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want that?
When the canine unit is not effective and it's not ran properly, you're not going to get the sheriff or the chief is not going to allocate funding to it.
Nope.
When you get a unit that's effective and you got a representative going, hey, this is how we've changed. This is the stats. We need this. We need 2 more handlers, and here's why.
Yeah.
We got 2 street crimes units here and here. They both, it's like, if you come to me, I'm like, all right, next year I'm going to get you that money.
Yeah.
No,
and then that's 2 more canine spots.
Here's the thing,
too.
Like here's the thing. Like, really, let's talk about being a canine handler. Like, what is a canine handler? It's just a guy that went to a course who got certified. You're not a canine trainer. You're not a behaviorist. You don't know dogs like that. You just know how to operate the machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what a canine handler is.
Driving a car.
That's
how to drive it.
That's really what a canine handler is.
Yeah.
But you get somebody that's been doing sport, has competing at national level, has been raced around working dogs, has known what dog behavior, canine behavior is, working that dog in front of you and being able to read that dog. That's a trainer.
Correct.
But, you know what I mean?
And then
the tactical ability of the infantry,
but
right?
Then you come to me though. If I'm the sheriff and I bring you in and you're there a year, 2 years, you can come to me with all that experience and go, those are your 2 guys that can do my job. They're going to be there. Those guys are going to they're going to do a good job, or that guy's got to go. We need a new one. Whatever you tell me though, but you're going to look at me and I say, hey man, you probably got 5 years left. I know you want to go enjoy your life. You're getting up there. You're good. Who are my next 2? And you go, those 2 right there. And I know it because I have the experience. I've been around them. I know how they think. Great. Get me them to your level. Now I got 2 of them. And then I pull them aside one day and go,
one day you'll be replaced.
He's leaving. He's leaving in another year. You're my 2 guys. I need you to find your 5, 6-year replacement. That's going to, when you guys are ready to move on, you're going to be a lieutenant. I need to fill that. I mean, I'm saying this out loud, and it's the first time I've ever thought about it like that, but it's simple.
It's simple. It's very simple.
Yeah. So it's like, why? And I can do that in traffic. I can do that in street crime, SWAT. I can do that with school everything. Everything can be done that way where I go, okay, but you can't
First time I've ever heard Mikey talk about school resources.
But you can. No, you can. But you can't just go. And my wife says this a lot, and I agree with her. When a guy just rattles off that he has X amount of years, that doesn't mean anything to me, because she has the famous quote of, "You're a 1-year cop 25 times. You never got the experience.
That I like that.
You never got past the experience or mindset of a 1-year cop. you peaked at a 1-year comp. You just did it over 25 times. In that 25 years, you have no real experience. You're not good leader. You don't really handle calls well. You're lazy. You're disgruntled. You're out of shape. You are not a 25-year cop. You're a 1-year cop 25 times. Whereas I can look at a guy and have this argument of time. I did 25 years. Well, you're keep going. I need you to qualify that with some more things, right?
Meat and
Because
potatoes.
I can meet a 3-year guy that I go, I'll go to fucking war with that dude. He makes great decisions. He's in shape. He's critical thinking skills. His officer safety's high. And you got 25 years and you can't fucking clear a building without, you can't
another
tripping.
Attitude. I like that 3-year guy. I like his attitude. The guy with 20 years has got a fucking shit attitude. I don't
Yeah.
around.
But if you can bring in, that's my whole concept of law enforcement. If I can bring in superstars and laterals, and that just creates an environment like don't get replaced. Like you want to come up and come through this agency, and you don't want me to bring in 5 years go, hey man, you're all decent handlers, but none of you has peaked as like a leader, and I got this guy leaving. So I'm going to call it and say, okay, now fine. If you got to get me a guy from California, you got to get me a guy from Texas. Find the guy that's a little younger than you that wants to do it and you've already vetted. That's going to build an absolute
Because who's going to
machine.
know the canine industry better than your canine guy? I know what conference you got to go to make that happen. I got one here, here, and here.
Yeah.
All right, go. Just network. Start finding.
Yeah.
Set up a booth. Put the sheriff's office stuff or the police agency on there, and go see if you can get me the best canine handler.
Yeah.
There's loyalty to the agency, which I get. Because I think a lot of people are going to twist my words that I don't want to keep the homegrown guys and I want to screw the guys that work there. That's not the case. Another reason a lot of guys get into canine, and this is just my agency. I don't know how you're new in the agencies, but they put their time in. That means they went to training, they caught the dogs on a sleeve. That doesn't make them a handler. That doesn't make them a good cop.
No.
But they'll promote guys within. I've seen it happen in my agency. Well, he put his time in. It's like, so he showed up on a day off, because he wanted something. He didn't put in any more time in the gym. He didn't put any more time learning case law. He didn't put any more time in learning to be a cop. He just showed up and caught dogs on a sleeve for 5 years. So he's next for some reason.
That's wild. That's
how it goes, right?
guy.
That's how the guy gets it.
It's crazy because this is exactly what I just lived through, like probably 4 months ago. Like I was getting roasted on social media by these fucking clowns because I was never a cop and I was never a canine handler and this and that. And I'm like, dude, are you like, I am tactically sound. I mean, I can clear a building better than a good percentage. I'm not saying everybody, but I have good officer safety and I have a lot of knowledge, not to toot my own horn, but I do have a lot of knowledge on canine training and behavior. And I've competed in national levels. I've won nationals with my dog. The fact that I didn't do my 2 years in patrol and go to canine.
Listen, man, you didn't bitch and complain for 2 years. You didn't blow off calls for 2 years. You didn't set your goal at canine and ignore everything else about law enforcement for 2 years.
Yeah.
But you're not a good guy. You're not the right guy for the job.
But also you wouldn't. I mean, I would hope not, but you don't seem like you are. You're not the guy that's going to sit there and teach classes on patrol tactics. That's not your route. I did not do patrol.
And that's the thing.
I do canine.
But they would argue that.
No, but that's the thing.
They would argue that anyway, though.
They
If I
will.
brought in a regular cop and said, hey, this guy's the fucking greatest cop ever. He's a street cop. He's been doing this 10 years somewhere. They're going to go, well, he didn't put his time in here. He didn't do his 2 years on patrol here. And I understand some of it, but I don't, because the job isn't to create a bunch of people that the job is to protect those citizens. The job is to protect people from crime. You don't go, well, I got 5 guys that really shouldn't be promoted. They're really not that good. They're average at best, but they've been here 8 years. And this guy just got here a year ago. He's already got 20 years military experience. Man, I can't really put him in canine sergeant, can I? That would be terrible. I'm going to give it to this guy because he went to the barbecue 3 years in a row. He gave me $1,000 check. And I think he's probably the best. And then what does that do to you? He starts treating you like shit because he knows yours. It doesn't make sense. They just did it. They just did it at our agency. I saw they did it again. They did the same thing. They gave it to somebody who didn't belong in there at the position because of politics and longevity. I just go, you just killed an entire unit. Forever how long? Everybody goes, we know that guy's not the right guy.
Mm-hmm.
We all know it, but he got it. So now we're stuck with him. And that just morale's shot. And you can make mistakes too, because I could go, maybe I bring in maybe it just doesn't work either. And I go, hey man, it just didn't work. Like but if we're all on the same page, it wouldn't be a problem. But when politics and friendship, and he put his time in. What is his time? He caught a dog on a sleeve with no experience for 8 months.
He was a bite dummy.
He was a bite dummy for 8 months. So that means that's part of it.
One of the things, yes, you're talking about paying your dues is only one aspect. It's one layer of a sandwich, right? Like you got to pay your dues, but it can't be the whole thing.
That's it.
Because you can't offer, I'm just going to be the bike guy. You got to offer lots of other things. Being the bike guy is just paying your dues on top of the knowledge.
I'm going to ask you this.
And that ruined dogs anyways, just so you know.
How much, this is where I want to go with this. I'm a dummy. It looks easy, right? You just go bite them, whatever them cool words you guys yell in German. But in your own words, what level of commitment, personal time and agency time, does it really take? If I'm a cop and I want to be a canine officer, what am I really looking at as far as realistic amount of hours in a day or time that I'm to be good, not just be sufficient. I want to be a top tier canine handler. What does my life look like?
So honestly, in order for you to get your dog into like in tune, in sync with the stack, whatever, being able to integrate your dog into other like environments with other agencies, you want to be able to have control with that dog. And that control is not going to come from one session a week. Like that control is going to come from at least 3 times a week of practicing obedience and practicing everything. Right now, I run a collective group at my place, and we have 2 different counties and 2 departments, 2 municipalities that they come out and they work with me every week, constantly. And even then, that's only once a week. The improvement from doing their little training to now training and working with me. I just posted it not too long ago. We had a dog that had like 3 failed deployments, like completely failed. And then after working with me for like 2 months, the dog just did a track and a bite, super clean. Nothing can be, the dog was secure on the bite. Everything was great. And that's just him working with the dog consistently every day, every week, once a day with me. And this was before they even they weren't really working. They just did whatever they knew. And then they reach out and here we are. Now the dog has a very nice, successful apprehension. And that's just minimum 1 day.
So let me ask you this. I'm interviewing you, right? I'm in your position. So our typical agency, this is what I see. You have 1 canine training a day. Right, a week, every Wednesday. 3 or 4 hours of that is Sonny's barbecue, or they all go to eat. Right. It's normal, right? Isn't that normal?
The typical.
Okay,
typical.
Okay. So let me say that. I want to be efficient. So you mentioned 3 or 4 days per week, 3 days a week. So what if I, as the boss said, you know what, we're not going to do every Wednesday for 8 hours. How about I give you 3 hours 3 times a week of actual hands? Would that make more sense?
It would. However, you got. Also, you also got to keep in mind the number of teams. Like one team, if you give one team 3 hours and it's just me, the instructor, and I'm just working one-on-one with them, I don't need 3 hours. I can do everything in like an hour.
So if I gave you...
So it depends on how many teams are coming.
Do you think it'd be more effective, though, if I broke canine training down to multiple times a week for less time?
Absolutely.
So that it's not... Because even in human life, in training, we go to the range for 8 hours.
Yeah.
By hour, I don't care how cool, pew, pew, bing, bing. By about 3 hours in, you're like, bro, I'm fucking smoked. I'm tired. It's hot out. I'm going to go eat lunch. I'm going to come back exhausted. Now we're going to do it. And I'm like... So I look at it like I would take the canine training and go, based on what you just said, and say, you guys are going to train 3 hours or 2 hours a day, 4 times a week. Make more sense?
It does.
Because now we're getting compacting it, quality. It's not fluff. It's not Sunnies. It's not all. And I'm not knocking it. I get it. But that's what law enforcement kind of has become is it not? And I was on SWAT, dude. We did the same shit. We trained every Wednesday. Fucking trained 3 hours.
Training days were smoke days, dude. They weren't even trying to. They were just hard.
They were, but it was like by like 11 and 12, it was like, all right, let's go hit lunch. And then it's like a hour turns into 2.5. We're at the van talking.
Shit, no,
you guys are different.
You guys
You're
weren't a tier 1.
No, yeah, you guys are.
I would say with this collective group that we have now, like they work. They show up at 9.
We work till about 11:30. Go eat real quick. Come back.
Okay,
and
but you're really
hit it.
trained.
Yeah,
You
we're
notice how
really.
lunch is always a staple in law enforcement.
But
There's no working through lunch unless you get a guaranteed to go home early.
But how about this? So if I'm a canine trainer, or if I'm a canine guy, on your that, let's say we do that 1 week, that 1 day a week, they still should be doing something with their dog
At home.
Okay, that's what I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Homework.
Yeah, I don't
And
think a lot of
everybody's
guys do.
lacking at homework.
Okay,
Yeah.
because like I said, you go to the gym. If we all go to the gym once a week,
I can give you a workout
we're not gonna
program
look
for
great.
the week. Hey, go do this for a week.
yeah, but
and
they have to do it.
Yeah,
Or like the dentist.
But and
You
they
can't
should,
not
but
clean
they
your
should
teeth.
want. That's where I get into it.
they should want to do it.
right?
Yeah,
I work my whole time to get this dog. I have this responsibility. I'm getting all the extra pay. I got all the cool stuff. I'm getting called all this. I'm biting people. Great. You have to put the extra time in, right? You're an elite unit, just like working out. If I told you only have to work out 1 day a week, you're not gonna look good. I don't care how hard. It's not gonna work.
It's
You got to
not
work
gonna
out
happen.
3 to 4 times per week. You got to put in that extra time. Even if I gave you 8 hours, you can work out 8 hours every day. It's not going to work if you do 1 day a week. So I see.
Hold on, Mike. I can't hear you. There you go.
Okay, I see a lot of guys like that's what my problem is. It's a 2-tier problem. It's we don't bring in the best, and I would say you'd have to create that. You wouldn't keep doing that. If I brought you in and I said, okay, this is the beginning. You're going to train these are our 6 canine handlers. You're in charge of them now. You're going to get me one of those guys to be the next you.
Absolutely.
And then I can keep rolling in my agency because now that next guy has a standard to go, I know what to look for in my next guy. So then for the next 30 years, whatever, we're going to keep it in-house. But until you have that standard to start with, you might have to go outside the agency and bring a guy in that's sorry, he didn't sit under the same tree with you for fucking 10 years. He was in Iraq. He was doing this. He was training horses, training fucking dogs. He's an expert in this field. Sorry. You 5 guys that have been here 12, 18 years, you're probably not going to make canine sergeant because you don't really have what it takes, but we're going to make sure we bring a guy that does, and then we're going to generationally save our canine unit. Yeah, I think you can do that across the board.
Yeah. Well, what are the – I mean, this is a legitimate question, Mike. With this game plan of bringing in the most qualified, what are the women and minorities going to do to get in? Because they get guaranteed in – I'm just saying.
Fucking guy. He's a
thing.
minority too.
Good. I'm glad. I hope he takes
Are you
advantage.
a woman? Can you be a woman for 15 minutes?
If you could be gay and a woman too, we could pretty much waive anything.
Well, then you want my honest answer?
Well, but I do want to say first, that comes from a true place.
Yeah.
I used to watch people get jobs, and I remember thinking like, I don't want to be that guy that's bitching about the straight white male, but it is a reality. Like women and minorities were getting jobs based on that they could check different boxes. And I get it. Some maybe the community outreach group, the POWL program, if you're working the hood, maybe it's better to have black people there. To be honest with you, I might not fit in. I didn't grow up in the hood. I really wouldn't bring anything to that unit, as long as we're being honest about it. If leadership's going, yeah, that unit's going to go to people that grew up in that area, that's like black people, like, okay, but I just watch women get picked over.
Can't have it. I'm sorry, you can't have it. I'm anti-DI, pro-merit. I believe in,
I think a standard is a standard, regardless, across the board.
I agree with your community thing. Like it's sometimes that, but they still, but just like all you got to do is take the position out of it. They still have to perform. So I don't care if it's canine, community affairs, if whatever it is, and you still have to have a standard.
I have a female handler in my collective group, and she's phenomenal. Actually, I would even dare to say that she's the most dedicated out of everybody.
Well, you don't have to cut for it, bro. Don't worry about it.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
And
she puts the time when we're even on shift, when calls are low, like she's out there working.
But if you take the word, we erase the word. And then your statement to me is we don't have to talk about if she's a man or woman. You say, I know my most quality. I would rather you tell that story, then throw the female. And
another.
So you say my most qualified, dedicated handler is great, blah, blah, blah. Then at the end go,
she's a female.
She's a female. You'd be like.
Well, here's another thing that we're not talking about is also your track record for what you did before what you're trying to do.
Right.
So if you're a giant bag of ass for 7 years at the agency, and all of a sudden you're like, well, they're really qualified, but every single supervisor we've talked to, every person that worked a zone with them says they suck.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's pro, and that there you go, because that takes minority, women, anything out of it. That's just person. Pro merit. You have to base your decisions on who is most qualified for the job. You have to. This isn't feel good. This isn't Disneyland. This is people have to rely on someone to protect them at their worst moment. I can't take a 30 by 30 initiative or anything else and say, well, I'm going to have to hire 5 people that maybe aren't qualified. That goes for any sex, race. It doesn't matter. You have to be qualified to do the job. And that comes down to a very across the board standard. Because if you can't be challenged on it, if you're consistent.
Nope.
You just say, this is the rule. This is it. Where you fuck up is if you throw your buddy a bone, right? And they go, hey, man, you just gave this guy a position. He's a shitbag. Well, he's a good guy, right? You have to go across the board and say, hey, man, I'm sorry. Like, that's the most qualified guy, and I have to take him. And if it's a girl, it's a girl. And if you would know immediately, I hate use my wife as an example, but it's like I know how she performs.
Yeah.
I know her standard is sickening. It's sickening how high her standard is sometimes for everybody, and people can't control it. And then that's where she gets the shit on as a woman, is because if a male had that standard, nobody would question it, because it's a man. High standard. He's jacked. He's got veins. Look at this guy. Yeah, look at him. He's great. He's got a standard. When she has the standard, it's a problem to a lot of men, because it's a female, and it's like she talks to you just like the dude would. She says the things just like a man would, but coming from a female, it emasculates people, and it gives them like an out. Well, she's a little rough. She talks.
That chick's a bitch, man.
Yeah, but but a fucking dude would come talk to you like my first sergeant I talked about earlier, Burdock, scream at you, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, dude, you're fucking got a flat top, your fucking uniform is squared away, you've been in the Marine Corps.
Oh yeah, those guys are.
You're like, what am I gonna say to him? What am I gonna argue with him? Like, no, dude, you fucking hear first. Like Lonnie Rich,
cop that had a fucking flat top was coming to fuck you up.
Gray flat top, fucking perfectly straight, dude. Fucking like somebody put it on every morning like a hat. Perfect.
It wakes up.
Yeah, but if he says it, it's okay. But when a female holds a stand, like it gets muddy right there. But
I think it's an ego thing more than anything.
You have to go.
But like,
no problem being bossed around by a woman.
The dudes that get butthurt about being busted around by a woman,
I ain't gonna let no fucking female talk to me like that. The Bible says she ain't gonna talk to me. I ain't gonna let 2 dudes in a room tell me I gotta fucking have it. I got married for a reason. I got one chick that tells me what to do, and I fucking hate it.
That's what I'm saying. We all have that one. I have that one too. But it wouldn't matter if you're all holding the standard.
Yep.
And she's holding the standard, and I'm holding it, and it wouldn't matter what's between her legs when she tells you what to do. It wouldn't matter, because like you said, if she's the most dedicated, and 2 years from now she gets promoted to canine sergeant, there can't be an argument that we've watched her.
Here's one thing: in this industry, I will not allow one person to tell me, dude, she's probably the best on the squad, because I've heard that so much, and that's why that's a cop out. I can't trust it. I would have to see it.
No, I agree with you, because
dude, she's like the best operator on the team.
I remember
there's no way.
I remember there was a video that came out a while back of a female cop that got in a shooting, and she missed like 11 of the 12 rounds and was hitting the pavement. It was a pretty popular video, and a lot of dudes were like,
did you share it?
They're like, but bro, she showed up. Yeah, it was her fucking call. She had to show up. It didn't matter what she was. She fucking missed every shot. Well, she got in the fight. Well, the guy was shooting at her. She had to shoot back. She didn't really have a choice. She had much of a choice, and she missed all the rounds. So it's like, don't say it's almost, and my wife hates that term, because it's like you're automatically giving females a chance to be subpar just because they showed up. Well, everybody showed up, and she missed every round. If that was a dude, you'd be like, this dude's a bag of shit. He missed every round. So it's simple, but once you implement that standard, the responsibility goes on the leader to say, I'm never breaking this standard. That's when your buddy calls and says, bro, I need a job. Well, you're bad ass, dude. Sorry. Yeah, I can't help you. You're not good. Or somebody comes along and says, hey, that dude that you hate, like that guy you can't stand, he's the best. He's got to do it then. If he's the best guy for the job, I know I don't like him. I don't like the way he dresses, whatever. We had beef when I was a deputy 5 years ago, whatever it may be. But
I'm sheriff now, man.
No, if they come to me and they say, there's a couple guys that they've asked me about it, and I'm like, no, I wouldn't move that guy. I can't stand him. I think I would probably talk to him about maybe his delivery on some things or something, but I would look at him and go, that guy belongs in that spot. He can be a dick sometimes. Maybe we talk to him about that, but I'm not moving him because I don't like him. He's the best for the job. That's the way you keep a standard. I like you, doesn't mean you got the job, and I can't stand you, doesn't mean you don't get the job. Like, you have to hold a standard across the board for everybody to follow. And that takes away the racial issue, the sexist issue.
Yep.
I am putting the best person in the position.
The most qualified person.
That's it.
That's
It's simple. It's the simplest thing. I don't care if he's been here 1 year or 19 years. The best guy is going there.
There's waivers for everything.
Yep. Well, then when you're in sheriff,
That's how you know you did 20 years in the military. There's waivers for everything.
There is. I mean,
yeah. And if you hold that standard, because the responsibility is now on the person directing it to go, I can't get called out, right? I can't be on the news going, hey, sheriff, you said you're putting this guy has been blah blah blah. Oh yeah, I guess I screwed that one up. Like, as long as I'm holding the standard and you're holding the standard, we never can be challenged, because they can't say, well, you showed favoritism. No, I didn't.
and going back to canine tryouts, like, we don't hold those. Why not? We should.
Oh, dude,
we should. There should be. If you want to go to a unit, or if you want to go to any specialty unit, you study.
Yeah.
You get in shape.
But you have to have like some kind of oral board, right?
But it's cooked.
Yeah, but
It's
I mean,
I
it's
get
an oral board by people that don't have experience
or
in
that
canine.
want.
But they already have the guy they want.
Yeah,
too,
I sat on an
right?
oral board very young in my career, and I was like, man, that was a girl. I said, that chick right there that's crazy. She's going to make detective. She did better than they're like, she's not making detective. Like, we already had the 3 guys written down that came from the top.
They're like, Mike.
They're like, you thought this was real? You thought this oral board was real? I'm like,
a joke.
yeah. I'm like, so you just wasted 9 people's time to come bring their case files and all this.
There's arguments for the good old boy system. I don't advocate for it, but I've heard some really good arguments as to why,
like
morale, not just disbanding a squad, because a good old boy system is. And I got your Instagram up, by the way. I'm showing everybody on the.
That's a hell of a fish. Was that cobia?
Oh shit!
That's a shark, bro.
That's a shark.
What's your favorite shark?
Yeah, I really like this picture. I can't figure out why.
Tyler's been hovering over that shark picture since we started.
But yeah, I think that the good old boy system was a really good defense against DEI infiltration. And so when it's like an absolute on one or the other, is it DEI?
Yeah.
DEI is very, very bad. Good old boy system is also very, very bad. But if I had to pick one system, I would pick good old boy, because you know that the DEI is not going to be able to get in with that safeguard of the good old boy system. Once you remove that,
I think you're not supposed to pick either.
Yeah.
I think you were supposed to say.
Well, you're not supposed to think, but
I think you're supposed to go. Well, somewhere in the middle is where Sheriff Dilks is going to bring this together. All right, try that again.
Yeah, no, it goes without saying that you're not
because you're basically the good old boy system would be maybe racist or like.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that.
That's what I'm saying. You can say like the good old boy system is going to keep
good old
everyone
boy. I mean,
out.
like it's a club. Like you pay your dues for
I get it.
years. You're already friends with the guys in the unit. One could argue SWAT will always be a good old boy system. You've got to do your hang around time with the SWAT guys. You can literally smoke the entire fucking process, be a great person. If the guys on the team don't like you, it is what it is.
But I mean, it's the same as selection.
Yeah.
You can go all the way through selection and get non-select,
yeah,
because your attitude is shit, So
it takes a level of accountability. It just does. You have to be a good person. You have to be a good person to be in charge with also standards and then perform. It most of the leaders of law enforcement, I would say, in this country do not belong in those positions. That would be my
the first takeaway would be, if they're fat, they're gone.
Yeah. I mean,
can we do that?
Yes.
And what's the legalities generally about getting rid of fat cops?
Articulating the fact that they can't chase after anybody, they can't do their job. Because you could be a leader and you could be a chief, you could be an HC.
But can you fire them?
It's tough.
Why not?
Because there's 88.
I'm asking.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's unions protect them up. No, that's one of the big argument unions. Unions protect them.
But you know how you do it, though.
Well,
you implement PT tests.
Yeah, but
you still can't do that,
unions
'cause they're gonna
block
fail.
that. No, the unions try to block that. You have to roll it in.
I've never even heard of a fat cop being forced. That's what, and I'm saying, like, because moving them to SRO is not the idea. Because I want
my
SROs
kids to see
warriors.
somebody as an example,
and I want somebody that's going to go fucking kill a monster that the kids school I'm in.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but where do you put the fat guys?
fucking
You can't fire him. You have
Arby's.
lawsuits.
No, you cannot fire them, but you can definitely put standards
So
in
what-
your
And
agency.
but it's like suing somebody with no money.
You
Like,
create-
okay,
you
they're gonna
create
go cool.
You create an environment. Like that's what Sandy Springs would talk
So
to
we have
Jordan
to
is-
fat shame them. We have to
You
get a
can't say that.
I mean, I wouldn't.
I call it creating an environment. I'm gonna give you the political answer.
creating an environment using effective communication.
You create an environment like Jordan Ennis tells me when guys get hired at Sandy Springs, they're like, "What do you mean you're not going to come for an hour and roll on the mats and get dirty?" That's what we do. And
We're cops.
once you get enough guys bought in, it takes a cycle or two, but once you get enough guys bought in, then oral boards and hiring process is geared towards that mentality of, we roll twice a week for an hour and you're getting paid, you're on duty, but we do that here. Like, it's not like a law. I can't enforce it, but that's what we do here. And you kind of create, you're good with that. You just create an environment that breeds hard work, dude.
We just
Simple.
gotta let the fat guys get out.
I just think
Fire the
like,
fat people.
it is very selfish for somebody that's overweight to be in a first responder spot.
I agree.
Well, they're selfish to themselves, first off. So they're being grotesquely overweight. I'm not talking a little.
Yeah, I
hefty.
know. Yeah.
We're talking about the guy.
Yeah.
And to do that to yourself, first off, you're selfish to
Yeah.
yourself. But then to go like you said, and maybe the guys get fat over time.
Then get unfat.
Create an environment. How can you tell your wife? How do you tell your wife and kids that
It's
you're
that simple, dude.
you're
Go on a diet, go work out.
you're going to come home? How do you walk out of the house 80 pounds overweight and tell your family, well, I'm going to come home tonight? Well, there's a good chance you're not, because you can't do anything. You can't get out of your own way. And
I will never forget, dude. I was in a fight and there was a chain link fence. And the first guy, it was me and another deputy fighting two people at the same time. We were both rolling with each one. And there was a chain link fence. And this fucking cop was like, I need bolt cutters. It wasn't waist high or 6 foot. It was probably 10, 11 feet, but he couldn't climb over the fence.
Of
So,
course not.
Can you imagine if I was getting tuned up? I wasn't, but if I was getting tuned up,
Yeah,
like
you're done.
we have a
the
guy,
guilt you would
we have a
feel
guy who
watching somebody
can't
like,
get over the
damn.
4-foot wall. We have a guy who can't get over the 4-foot wall on our PT test. Fails it. He just doesn't. He can't do it.
You just what does he run around?
No, he did.
I get it next year.
DQ.
All right, Peach has got a question for you for $5.
Mike, if you give, so I'm good. All of it, yes, and then
Whoa.
you get to the end though. We
Well, for our listeners,
Mike, will the good old boy system go away if you get elected at IRCSO, SWAT, DB, special units? Will you guys have to do time on the road eventually?
what's
the
that
good-
last part mean?
Well, like he said, there's guys that have gone straight to those positions and didn't do any road time. I believe you still have to be a cop. So you have to be able to do basic patrol, because on your way to SWAT, on your way to DB, on your way to work every day when you drive in and out, regardless of your position, you can encounter a bank robbery. You can encounter a hostage situation. You can encounter where you have to clear a building and rescue somebody. You might be the only one. You might be the first one there and the only one there. Shots are fired in a house. Somebody's getting shot at. You have to go. So you have to know the basics. So like my scenario with him is easy. He's already knows how to be a cop. He's gone through FTO. He's got skills as a cop. He's got more experience in a special unit. So going straight to a supervisor in a special unit isn't a huge deal. But I wouldn't go get a canine guy that's only done canine, never done law enforcement, and say, hey, you're my canine sergeant, and let you patrol. You'd have to establish yourself as a cop as well. So that'd be like, let's imagine you're not in law enforcement yet. And I say, hey, go through the FTO program, get hired, give me some time on the road, learn your skill. Then I would go, okay, now this guy's been here. Now you're in charge of because it's multi-layered. But
You also had to take into account like the history, right?
Correct.
Like I have
yeah,
like the whole infantry thing,
yeah.
tactics.
So tactics is there. I just have to
You have to
train
get the
you.
totality.
You still
of
have
it.
to be able to
Yeah.
show up and take a fraud. You still have to know how to take a call, and I got to trust you to do, because you can't. The rules of engagement in the GWAT are different than the rules of engagement in a residential neighborhood. But once you have those skills, then I go, okay, like this is the guy. Off you go. So bringing somebody in though with no experience and then putting him into a detective spot, I think they do that. You're right with the SRO situation. They bring them in and go right to SRO.
Yeah,
Like,
we had a couple guys in the
telling me-
academy that got hired just to go SRO.
It happens a lot because a lot of states are mandating that there has to be a cop or a guardian in that school, and so it falls on
it just is so dangerous, man. It's so
Well,
dangerous.
I mean, to be fair, most of those are retired cops from other places.
That's fine. That's the experiences there then.
But you
If
can't.
they're good.
That's why I was talking about the background.
brand
Yeah.
would
new
hire a
cop.
24.
No, we got people. I don't know
We
how to
had
say it.
3 in my academy in Tennessee, and they were straight out of like young. They were like 24, 25, and went straight to SRO.
Dude, that's the spot. Building clearing at school, marksmanship, kids run around, taking out a shooter, the school. You're talking about brand new cops that haven't ever been in a fist fight, haven't been in use of force. And now the day that card gets pulled and it's yours, dude, it's the worst place to be with no experience. I just don't understand it.
There's a Eli's in here dunking on me that he's faster than me, but I do want to congratulate Eli. Eli is up in his bench press. He is up to 75 pounds. Eli, my
If he
son,
doubles it, he'll be close to my wife.
yeah. Oh, okay.
If he
That's-
doubles it.
yeah.
If he doubles it,
No.
And I just started.
doubles
Oh.
it.
And it's
So you could be 5'9" and you're 8 pounds away from being malnourished. Did you tell the chat that too?
How was he weigh?
Did you
About
forget about that?
90 pounds?
He weighs 133.
Can he bench his weight?
125 at his height is malnourished.
Can he bench his weight?
No.
fat.
He can't bench his weight.
You can't bench your weight. It has nothing to do with being fat.
No, not
I know you can't bench
You
your
can't
weight.
bench your weight.
not yet.
Oh, you're,
I think recently started.
yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean,
You
yeah,
can't-
we,
You can't talk. You can't talk any junk to your dad from this point forward until you can bench your body weight.
you got to be able to do 5 pull-ups.
Oh, he's done.
I know you can't do 1. No, you can't.
I
Well, Eli has to use the band.
Oh
It's,
no,
the trainer band. It's all right.
See, this is the DI hire in the corner over here. The DI hire in the
Sitting
corner.
over there
He's-
dunking on me
he's
like
lear-
I'm not
he's
looking.
learning, man. He's learning. That's all right. You know, the rule is you can't dunk on your dad, so you can outbench my wife. That's a new rule. That's a new rule. You can't say anything else.
Yeah, Eli's training. He's definitely faster than me.
I meant the guys that
Which
stay
is
in
not.
special units for 8 years, never more. They get promoted and never go there. Okay, yes, that is if we're gonna move a guy through his career, he needs a good road is important. Road experience is important. So yes,
I started thinking about that when you guys were like talking. I was like, the road experience is really important because it's the core of every specialty unit. They're coming after a call on the road. So understanding the blueprint of why the call was created or why it's happening.
yeah, and I'll go before we're almost done. But that creates that whole environment where I said in an interview a week or two ago that my command staff would regularly have to go out and work patrol. Like they would have hours, and I don't know what the number is, because how can you tell me that I didn't de-escalate verbally or I didn't do something right if you haven't done it in 20 years or 10 years? How do you tell me that, oh, you shouldn't have raised your voice to that person? Well, when's the last time you went out and saw that there's a new world? I don't know if people realize it.
Yeah.
There's a different world out there from like 15, 20 years ago. Where people,
from 1997.
yeah, when you just you meant you guys just smacked him
How
in the
about
head
more
with
than
a fucking-
shampoo, bitch?
Yeah, but you don't understand that you have to, and they don't understand you have to talk to people differently in different parts of the neighborhoods and different parts of the community. There's different language, there's different octaves you have to use, there's different ways of getting people's attention. If you've been sitting behind a desk taking classes at the FBI Academy or just Power DMS, and you don't know what's going on in the street. So
Well, you want to know something fun to do? I used to do this. Go find old relics. And I don't mean old, but I mean like guys that have been road patrol for close to retirement. Ask them about admin. Like, well, what about this guy? Oh, I went to the academy with him. Just start, and they hold it in because they're what's left of silent professionals. They know not to go out there and badmouth. But you ask them about somebody in admin that outranks them by 20 positions, they'll be honest with you. Oh no, he's a fucking total piece of shit.
Yeah.
Or he used to be racist and beat the shit out of people, and now he's a
I'm in a
major.
conversation right that now because I have a lady that's suing our agency, and she's been reaching out to me about that exact issue. And
Racism.
Yes, and it's the old joke, right? You go to the LT who tells you can't say fuck anymore, and you watched him knee spike, people in the head for like looking at him wrong. And you're like, I remember a different version of you. And I'm not saying we shouldn't have adapted from what he did because it wasn't right, but how can you look at me wrong, like because I said fuck, and now
it just makes you it makes you a hypocrite, and like your own dudes see you, so it's just like.
All right. We'll wrap it up right now. First off, I want to Tactical Redaction's a great guest today. We need more people like Santana in law enforcement. Hard to get fit. Peach said, for $10. I meant the guys who stay in a special unit for 8 years and never move.
Yeah,
They
You're
get
good.
promoted and never go to the road and do their time as a sergeant on the road.
Yes,
not come out to
but
swing
that's
units.
I have a huge problem with is they get promoted to sergeant in a special unit. They never go back to the road, completely lose touch. Then they make lieutenant in a specialty unit. And then let's say you have a new sheriff come in and said, hey, man, you're not in my plans for the specialty unit. Go to the road. Well, you've never even been a sergeant on the road. Now you're going to be a lieutenant, a watch commander. And it's like that's failing. That's leadership failure 101 that you didn't develop that guy. Our fucking sheriffs never worked the road, dude. Like, don't get me started.
So I have your Instagram pulled up here, but what's the best? Is this the best way to get a hold of you for anything?
Yeah, right there.
All right. BEBO_actual Debo. And yeah, I mean, essentially, canine training is your, it says it right here, connoisseur. You're a canine connoisseur. You, and then real quick, you're building. This is really cool. What do you?
Oh yeah. So we recently just got like 142 acres in Brunswick, and we're building a tactical center. Basically, it's going to be a village of containers. We're going to do underground stuff. We're going to put some containers on the ground. We're going to do some 2-3 story stuff. We're going to have a range. We're going to have basically a canine handler academy, and that's what the facility is going to be like. But it's also going to be open for training to bring instructors. I got a ton of friends that do, tactics classes and stuff like that. And we're going to start doing that. And hopefully it's going to have like 5-7 phases to the construction. Right now, we're almost done building the pet training area of the business, but it's also going to have an arena for like host police national competitions for canines. We're gonna, and a lot of it's gonna be just it's gonna be very geared towards tactical and canine as far as that goes. And static ranges, gym, pool, helipad, airstrips, like we're doing all that. We've already been in communication with Brunswick Airport, and we're gonna see if we can get and mark our area with the drop zone for like even like diving in, skydiving and stuff like that. So a lot of things coming up in the next 2-3 years and building that for the community.
Awesome. That's awesome, dude.
We had Wyatt on, but we ran out of time. So unless you guys want to stay late,
What, Wyatt?
Wyatt offered. It was at 1:45. He texted me, but I didn't check my phone. Problem with the live show.
I don't have a problem.
It's up
Good.
to you.
Yeah, bring him in.
All right. Let me. Okay. How do you I gotta text him the link somehow.
Oh, so you're not even ready.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I just checked my phone like
Well,
5 minutes ago.
we'll have him on tomorrow then.
Oh, you want to do it tomorrow?
Yeah, let's bring him on tomorrow.
Okay. Well, Wyatt, we'll bring you on tomorrow. Sorry about that. I hope you're alive and available tomorrow. But Mike wants to risk it, so
Wait a second.
Mike's hungry. He just hasn't said it yet.
I didn't say it once. I'm minding my business. I mean,
You're a good guest when Mike hasn't said he's hungry.
Hey, look, I took the day for you guys, so I'm here.
you don't want to bring Wyatt on.
Me?
Okay, bring him on. I'm good. I don't have anywhere to be.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just
either.
thinking it's. I mean, it's just Wyatt.
Yeah, he's texting now.
He's texting you.
Uh-huh.
Is he ready?
Well, I got bubbles, dude. I don't know.
All right. Well, I text him on a different app.
I got dots. I just got to figure out how to send him the link. If he's good for tomorrow, we'll do tomorrow.
We can run the bridge.
Wyatt, just send
Tomorrow.
something. God, all I see is dots going like
I have
this.
to. Yeah, tomorrow we can run the bridge.
All's good for tomorrow. It's your choice. All right, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow then. As
I have
long as,
chest day tomorrow. All right.
what the hell does that have to do with anything?
Peach is asking when we can run the bridge.
Oh, you don't run on chest day?
No, I can. I'm saying I'll be home tomorrow. I don't have to drive.
You want to take Eli with you? See if you can teach him. Chest day. All right, guys, that's it. Let's see you tomorrow. What's up? What's tonight? Sports with Canine, Counterculture Inc. YouTube. Go check it out. 7 p.m. And then we'll see you at 1 p.m. tomorrow on the Anti-Terror broadcast.
JV team for life.